All right, guys. It looks like the last stream was cut. I had an internet outage. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. What's up, everybody? All right, and I didn't even see what happened in that last fight. Sorry, because I was busy trying to get my computer back up. And I think we are about headed into the main card. Billy, I'm going to give you a call back here and we'll reconnect. My internet kept freezing, and then all of a sudden, boom, that was it, I guess.
Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties. My internet just disconnected. It's funny, it kept on getting slower and slower, and then it just disconnected.
And I thought it was on my end because my phone died at the exact same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it might have been right around the same time. Great work, Mike and Billy. Let's do this. All right, thanks for coming in, Third Day Trader.
All right. Okay, yeah, Rob, you guys want
the main card. I thought the main card started at 5. They're playing this as if the main card's starting now, though. All right, Barboza versus Gaethje here in Philadelphia.
I guess it is starting now.
Yeah, that's what I've seen on everything, but then it didn't make sense to me because ESPN's always had the prelims last 2 hours and not 3.
Yeah.
So that is true, but they also have 6 fights on the main card, which it's usually either 4 or 5.
Was there 4 fights on that prelim or 3?
There was 3 on the early prelim, and then there was 4 on this one right now. Just to update everybody, I guess. Tonight, Alex Perez beat Mark De La Rosa unanimous decision. Marina Moraes over Sabina Mazo unanimous decision. Casey Kenny versus Ray Borg is where we started. Unanimous decision, Casey Kenny, which I very much disagreed with. Kevin Holland over G. Mearshart, split decision. Kevin Aguilar, Enrique Barzola. Kevin Aguilar gets unanimous decision. Des Green knocks out Ross Pearson, 252 of the first round. And then I think we just had a decision here on the last fight. Yes, Marina Rodriguez defeats Jessica Aguilar by unanimous decision.
Yeah. Dominant performance by Rodriguez.
And this is the main card. Sheymon Moraes versus Sodiq Yusuff. I don't think that's how you pronounce that, but that's my best shot.
My guess would be Yusuff? Is that how you said it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was close. Whoever cut that promo preview was amazing, says 889. Oh, this is going to be a crazy fight, man. Salute my... Hey, thanks for coming in, DJ Jukebox. Yeah, I just had to... I unplugged and plugged back in my router, and then I realized it might have been my computer, because I ended up having to restart my computer, too. And then it picked up on the connection, so I'm not sure if it was the computer, the internet access, or a combination.
Yeah, like I said, I was worried I did it, and then I was worried maybe copyright somehow, but I didn't see we didn't do anything wrong. So
that's the first thing I always worry about when I see a freeze. Because I've gotten one of those, and that's a 90 days that you can't stream.
So I was like, oh no, did the sound bleed over? But I don't think we did anything bad. So
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of these guys that their sound bleeds over, including Joe Rogan's
yeah,
fight companion.
he'll even sometimes show the fights on accident.
Oh, one of his fight companions?
Yeah, like if they're trying to switch to like listen to the post-fight interviews, sometimes Jamie will screw up and show the camera view with the TV.
Oh, I haven't noticed that. I always listen to them. Almost all of his shows, I only listen because I'm listening while I'm at work. And that's why I'm okay with him not really talking about the fight so much during the fight companion, because it gives me something to listen to later.
Yeah, I like his fight companions. I'm just a big Brian Callen fan, just to admit it to everyone. So anytime he's on, I love it.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not sure why he gets the criticism he does.
I thought he was hilarious in The Hangover.
Oh, I think he's hilarious. I like him. Yeah. All right, just the build-up. We are at the main card here, guys, of Barboza versus Gaethje. David Brantz versus Hermansson. They're squaring off. They're showing they're in the co-main event.
I also noticed that Justin Gaethje got a new nickname.
What's that?
The Highlight.
Oh, he's been going by that for a while, I'm pretty sure.
Really? I guess I just didn't notice.
Yeah, I think as long as he's been in the UFC at least.
I do like the nickname though.
Definitely fits him. Brian Callen, the 41-year-old virgin who knocked up Sarah Marshall, felt super bad about it. I'm not quite sure what all that's about, but
that's a parody movie that he starred in.
Oh, was he in the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
No, that's the actual name of the movie because it's making fun of all the Judd Apatow movies. 40-Year-Old Virgin, Sarah Marshall, Superbad, and Knocked Up.
Oh, okay.
CJ saying no sound.
Uh-oh. No sound from me, from Billy.
Well, they obviously heard me say Brian Callen.
Oh, well,
so.
DJ before that says the sound is great, so we'll see if anybody else says anything.
Okay.
So we got 26 people watching. I'm sure someone will say something. I'm going to update the scrolling bar here real quick in between.
Yeah, CJ said it was his end, so.
That it's good? Okay. No trolling. No troll zone. No.
They're showing Michelle Waterson walking in right now.
I thought it was Moraes versus Sodiq Yusuff next. Oh,
no,
just walking into the building. I see.
Arriving at the arena. And I think Michelle Waterson is a beautiful young lady.
Yes, she is. I do think she'll lose tonight, but she is.
I disagree. I picked her on MMA Playground.
Yeah, I have Carolina.
And I could see it going both ways. Carolina is a really good fighter.
Oh, it definitely could. And I did not think Carolina's last performance was indicative of her skill set. I think it was indicative of Jessica Andrade is a monster right now.
Do you think Andrade is going to take the belt from Rose?
I think she's going to destroy her. I don't think it's even going to be competitive.
Just remember, that's what they said Joanna was going to do to Rose too, though.
That is true. I don't know why. I really like Rose too, and I don't know why I did underestimate her against in that fight, and then I underestimated her in this one. I don't think I'm underestimating her so much as just Jessica Andrade just looks so scary the last couple matches.
And they're showing the highlights of the Contender Series where Yusuff came from.
Yeah, that's been very popular for the UFC. I'm glad to see that's going to be on ESPN. I see advertisements that says based on the writings of Bruce Lee, a Cinemax thing called Warrior. I'll definitely check that out because I will be able to tell how accurate they are because I have the first four. I think it was the only 4 books that Bruce Lee wrote on combat and training. I've had them like since I was a kid.
So you've always studied Bruce Lee then?
Yeah, I think he's what got me into martial arts when I think I was in 5th grade. I was in 4th or 5th grade. Me and a friend rented Into the Dragon on VHS from the old Moz video, and we literally watched it back to back 5 times consecutively, and I was such a huge fan ever since.
Yeah, I never did any. The only mixed martial arts or martial arts I ever did, I was in Taekwondo for 4 years.
Oh, nice. That's quite a while.
I made it to green belt. Nothing fancy, I made it to where you actually start fighting, so.
Nice. Yeah, that's no joke. When I was boxing, I was doing a little bit of amateur boxing, and there was a Taekwondo guy I knew he was an instructor. He was a black belt, and he's an instructor. But I thought I could strike with him as far as like boxing, and I think he was kind of trying to show off in front of his students. But I took the bait, and he's like, "Yeah, we should spar." He's like, "Oh, just hands. We can do just boxing." I was like, "Okay." And he was just way too fast. I could barely touch him.
Yeah, it was the new fad in town, and there wasn't enough, because I was about like 12.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough kids in my age group to spar with, so I ended up sparring with a lot of adults and just getting rocked all the time.
Oh, that sounds absolutely horrible. That used to happen in judo, but I mean, that's a much different, a different kind of thing.
So I kind of got sick of getting hurt by grown men, and I switched to starting playing baseball.
Ouch. Sodiq Yusuff, a slight favorite tonight, -140 over Sheymon Moraes. Yeah, I wish you would have had a chance to explore martial arts a little more growing up. That's too bad. That happened in judo. We were doing that a lot when I was in high school. When I was like 15, 16, I would consistently be going against, 35, 40-year-old men, people in their 20s. But for one thing, I was probably older, and another thing, it's a lot different when you're not getting hit in the head.
Yeah. First Last is asking for a trivia question, because we're still about 5 to 10 minutes away from the first fight.
All right. I had one in mind, and now I was... this is a good one. So I might have used this before, but it's been a while, I think. So the first fight inside the UFC, a fighter kicked the tooth out of a sumo wrestler, went into the front row. Who was the fighter that he was fighting? Who won the very first fight in the UFC? He made an unfortunate side to the crowd afterwards, but it was an impressive win. You remember what I'm talking about, Billy?
Yeah, I remember getting this question correct like 3 or 4 months ago.
I was not Shamrock. No. There it is, Nigel Gerard Gordeau.
That's Nigel's second correct answer tonight.
Yes, it is.
And Comedic Genius says Yokozuna. The guy he fought looked like Yokozuna.
Yeah, he did. He was over 600 pounds, I believe they said. Carl Parisian, I'm a big Carl Parisian fan, or I was then. Too bad he had too many back problems. But he came along just a little later, I think, first last. Can't remember what the first UFC was he was in.
Carl fought at the UFC, the first UFC I ever went to. He got knocked out by Thiago Alves.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you saying that. I was a big fan of him, not because he was judo too, but because I kind of knew him. He trained in our judo dojo when he was coming up for about a week in high school. We got to train with him, and I mean, I know a lot of people said some things about him. He was really nice to us when he was there, and he taught us a lot.
All right, I got the next trivia question for you guys. This middleweight fighter has caught a lot of flack for holding on to leg lock submissions and injuring fellow fighters. It has cost him his job in a couple organizations. Name this middleweight fighter.
That's a good one. It is not Usman. There we go, first last. What's up, Jason in the house? How's it going, Jason?
So I think that's the third correct for first last. He's catching up with Peter.
Yes, it is, and barely beats Jason, probably by internet speed, which I was having issues with earlier today.
All right, tail the tape for the featherweight opening bout. Oh, we're gonna have to sync up, huh?
I think we should be in the same place here. We'll see. If you've stayed the same, I think we're good. Sodiq Yusuff, 25 years old, 5'9", 145 pounds. Sheymon Moraes, just 3 years older at 28. Weight and height, basically everything the same here. But wow, that jacket. How can you let that guy leave his house with a serious look on your face and tell you he's going to work anywhere looking like that? I love Bruce Buffer, but what in the hell, man?
Well, he knows he can step out there on the ledge and no one's going to judge him because he's such a legend. And
he's worn so many of those suits that look like couches. I think that's got to be the all-time worst.
Sometimes I think he's doing it just to troll people, though.
Oh, he can't think that looks good. Sheymon Moraes plus 120 underdog out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I believe I actually picked him to win this fight, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was on your video you did teaching it on the playground.
Oh, yes, I put all my picks up. My last pick, if you're interested in how MMA Playground works, I think I made it pretty easy. I just go in there, pick your fighter, pick who you think's gonna win, and how it's gonna end, whether by submission or knockout decision.
So my fight is starting right now. I'm at 440 or 452.
All right, I'm right with you. We're perfectly synced here then. Yusuff in the green trunks, Moraes in the gray. Yusuff coming out a little aggressive here, putting the pressure on.
Stalking his opponent right now.
Nice low leg kick there. We're going to see some brutal low leg kicks tonight with Barboza and Gaethje, man. I cannot wait.
It's going to be fireworks.
Oh, nice body kick there from Yusuff. Low leg kick from Yusuff. And front kick there from Moraes. So at 5 o'clock, it was going to be the main event. I think I forgot to tell you because there was so much crazy stuff going on, Billy. But we're going to switch out with you. I'm going to have Wyatt Matheson call in. I told him he can call in at 5.
Yeah, I actually need to leave before that, if that's okay with you.
That works.
I probably will be taking off after this fight if that's okay with you.
All right. Hey, I'm not paying you, so if anybody didn't know that.
So
nice front kick from Moraes there.
I still will not compete in the trivia tonight, though, guys. I promise. But I do have to run a quick errand so I can get back for the main fights. So that's why I wanted to do that.
All right. Whenever you need to cut out, go for it.
But I will stay for this one.
All right.
So I'm hoping we'll more fireworks than what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, nice job, Moraes, to catch that kick and land a combination up top. But, yeah, a little long filling out process. First couple minutes here. Moraes doing that kind of stomp to the knees as Yusuff comes in. Yusuff lands a combination with the hands, and Moraes clinches.
Immediately clinches. He did not like that punch. It definitely hurt him.
Yeah, and he was looking, I'm not sure where he was looking. I think maybe he looked up at the clock for a minute to see how much time's left, which never a good sign when you have half the round left.
Boy Crush, get the out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. All right, nice knees to the body there from Moraes.
And hopefully there's other mods in here when I have to run my errand real quick that can keep these guys at bay.
Jason's a ninja. Dean's in here, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Still in the clinch, and Merglada finally
All
breaks him
right.
up.
Mergliotta's done very good, I think, recently at breaking fighters up with a lack of action. He has been criticized for breaking up too much, actually, though.
There really is a science to anticipating when to separate the fighters. It does take skill to know that when they're in a stall position or not.
Well, yeah, you got to know what's going on. I've seen referees call people up, and I mean, somebody's working on a deep submission. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, nice left hook there from Moraes. Oh, big combinations there from Moraes, and the left hook at the end of that. Yusuff's got a beard on him to take that. Didn't look like he was hurt at all.
Jumping knee there by Moraes. Or Moraes. Yeah, it's Moraes.
Yeah, a little less than a minute left here in the first round. Got 50 seconds left. And just a long clinch here. Both guys going for a takedown. Yeah, this is... I mean, man, you'd be getting penalized in a judo match for holding this much, for stalling without an action. This is a lot of holding. I mean, a couple knees to the body from both guys in between there, but I liked in Pride FC, and I think Ryzen does this now too, how they would throw the yellow card out for stalling. I think I got some noise feedback on your side from your mic.
Did I move it? Does that help?
Yeah, it just sounded like something was tapping.
All right. I got a trivia question for you guys while we go into the commercial break. And we'll go back to fighters from the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. Name this fighter from season 1 whose nickname was the Alaskan Assassin. The Alaskan Assassin. He's a 205 fighter. See if anyone gets this one. Be interested to see this one. Do you know this one, Mike?
Sounds familiar, but there's only so many fighters on there. I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
He was like the most hated fighter on that season.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep. Blue collar ninja, Sam Hogar. That's the answer.
He was the one that sprayed the water on Chris Lieben, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was just a complainer too.
Yeah, he actually. It's funny. Somebody. Now that you say that, I remember somebody reached out to me and said that they know that guy, and they're like, "Oh, you should call him in for an interview." And I'm like, "Actually, I think I won't."
Yeah, he's worthless.
So the only time I've ever been like with like a UFC fighter, I was like, "No, I'm not really interested."
Moraes throwing some lazy right hands there and gets immediately clinched up by Yusuff against the cage.
Yeah, nice knee to the body there from Yusuff. It's just a real lack of action in this fight, though. I don't really know what else to say about it. I'm really surprised here.
And just a quick update, I guess I do not have to run that errand, so I'll be able to hang out until Wyatt's ready.
All right. Nice job of Yusuff, though. Quick reflexes blocking that head kick from Moraes. That's the great thing about us as fight fans. If Moraes would have landed that question mark kick and knocked Yusuff out in front of everybody, we'd have forgot about the boring 5 minutes before.
Right. Still a light crowd, though, and we're on the main card now.
When you get into these bigger cities, I know it's harder to get in and out. It is a Saturday, though. Oh, nice combination. Both guys throw legs, catch legs, and land hands there. 3:25 left in the round. Just exchanging some lazy knees and stuff here.
Lots of clinch work in this fight.
You know, when we were watching ONE FC, which I will mention that, yes, we're going to be doing it at 11 p.m. starting 11 p.m. Sunday night. It seemed like there was more action in those fights, so I wonder if the lack of weight cutting gives these guys more energy. The guys that don't cut as much.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. You got to remember it was also a contender show, so they're hungry fighters.
Nice exchange there from Yusuff. That is true. 2:35 left in this round. I'm glad I'm starting to actually see an argument as far as, is it better to go up and fight at your natural weight, or is it good to be, losing 20 pounds the night before to try to gain that slight advantage? And I mean, there's fighters that have came out on the better side of both of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards ONE FC though. I like their choices better.
Well, it's definitely as far as safety. Nice knee to the body there from Yusuff. Moraes lands a left hook to the body. I definitely want to see the weight cutting coming to an end. And also fighters have used it to their advantage, but not always. We see TJ Dillashaw recently dropped, gets knocked out. You see Darren Till, having those massive weight cuts, goes in there, gets knocked out by Jorge Masvidal. And then you see Anthony Pettis just this last week going up in weight from 155 to 170, and he's able to knock out Stephen Thompson.
Exactly. And Masvidal winning over Till as well.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row, 3 big examples. And I know there's examples the other way of guys that cut a lot and do very well, but Luke Rockhold moving up to 205, though, that was long overdue.
I agree. I think he's going to have success up there, too.
Yeah, I think he should too. I hope he didn't get his chin checked too many times before he left 185.
Well, Jan Blachowicz will definitely put that to the test.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Meanwhile, this has been nothing but clinch work against the cage, with Yusuff dominating Moraes against the cage, just holding him there.
I don't remember the last time that I haven't scored a fight, Billy, but this fight has been so boring at this point that if somebody doesn't get a finish, I literally do not care who wins.
It's been real slow paced. Similar to the opening fight on the prelims. After, not the Borg fight, but the first prelim on ESPN.
It should have been, you said?
What's that?
Oh, did you say it should have been the first fight on the prelims?
No, I said the first fight in the prelims was a slow start too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get to start watching until Ray Borg was getting ripped off. Yeah, they must have definitely bought those Conor McGregor commercials beforehand.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that refresh button. I got another Pride Fighting Championship question for you guys. All right. Name the fighter that knocked out Wanderlei Silva in the debut of the Pride Fighting Championships in the United States. Who knocked out Wanderlei Silva when Pride came to the United States? It was not Rampage. It was not Vitor, and it was not Krokop. Lots of wrong guesses so far. It was not Don Fry.
No, I don't think he fought back in the United States after Pride.
It was not for Doom. Ricky Bobby. Dan Henderson is the correct answer.
All right, 1,000 points on the board there for Ricky Bobby.
Round 3 of this slow-paced fight.
All right, this is the most trivia questions I think we ever had. We're at 17 now, so with 2 of us here.
There's a lot of people guessing without me in it, too.
Oh, nice body shot and body knees there from Yusuff.
Right back.
Moraes just doesn't really look like he's real interested in fighting tonight. Oh, and then he throws some wild shots as soon as I say that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's just got no emotion.
You know, Moraes hasn't tried to change anything, though. He's just letting Yusuff control the octagon and push him against the fence.
Yeah, he's missed a couple wild shots here and there, but, I mean, he hasn't really attempted to put anything together. I don't understand this game plan at all. Body kick lands from Moraes, catches front kick from Yusuff there. But it's not like Yusuff's doing a whole lot more himself.
True.
Seems
Definitely
like
not fight of the night.
Yeah, it seems like there's plenty of chances to engage in this fight that these guys are not taking advantage of. This is the kind of fight that Dana White hates, that I could see him, if both these guys were on contracts, on like long contracts, be like, you know what? You're both cut.
And there was some hype behind Yusuff going into this fight.
31 body strikes for Yusuff compared to 15 from Moraes. Moraes finally throws a right hook up top. Both men throw big shots, but neither one of them able to find the target.
Crowd's starting to get restless, too.
2:45 left in this round.
There's a trip.
All right, guys. Anybody who's not subscribed to Fights with Friends yet, we're getting very close to 4,700. I had a goal set of 5,000 by May 1st, and I'm running out of time. So if you aren't subscribed to Fights with Friends, I would greatly appreciate and like to invite you to the family. Nice front kick to the body there from Moraes. Oh, Yusuff, low kick and a right hook up top. That's what
Yusuff seems to know he's ahead.
Oh, nice straight right there from Yusuff. Oh, Moraes uses a little kind of creative shovel elbow there.
Yeah, I like that. It landed flush, too.
It's like they're finally going to start to engage here, maybe.
Right at the end of the third round. Why not?
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about gassing out now.
Well, God knows how these scorecards look with the combination of these judges and the inactivity from both fighters tonight.
I'm just hoping Yusuff can maybe land one of these overhand rights and flatline Moraes. He's barely missing that punch.
Yeah, he's kind of telegraphing it. Oh, big right hand right there, right hooks, and I think you might have called it. Yusuff on top, straight lefts, right hands in the mount. Yusuff about to end this fight here. 55 seconds left in the fight. Oh, he hurt him back. Oh, and he tries to take hooks, and Moraes dumps him and stands back up. Does not have his feet underneath him, though. You could tell by the way he ate that combination.
Moraes is hurt. He's definitely stunned.
Yeah, and he has no choice but to go forward and try to land a shot, though, because I think he's probably going to lose this fight.
Knee to the body. Yusuff again pushing him against the cage. 25 seconds to go.
Right hook up top there from Yusuff. And Moraes throws the head kick. Yusuff blocks it. Spinning kick to the body, misses.
They're going to go to the judges.
Yeah, that was just one of those fights where neither guy could find the range. Neither guy could seem to get into a rhythm. That's why you got to be able to do everything, because it's like when you're not able to land strikes, then at least maybe you can take the guy down. Something.
I still got Yusuff by unanimous decision.
That's how I have it. I kind of vaguely scored it in my head because I was frustrated with the lack of activity.
Yeah, we only got, what, a minute of action in that fight?
Yeah, I think that's about it. So tomorrow, guys, I think I promised this a little earlier in the week, but I wanted to make sure to get as many viewers as possible and nothing else going on. Tomorrow, definitely, we'll do 4 p.m. Pacific premiere of the Jon Fitch interview. It'll be available to watch later on DVR, but I had Jon Fitch on the show. He talked about his upcoming fight with Rory McDonald, but he also went in to his troubles with the UFC, why he left the UFC, what was going on with negotiations, differences between that and Bellator, and a whole lot more. Very interesting guy to talk to. So thank you again for that interview, Jon Fitch. Watched him for a long time, and I think you guys will like it.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's awesome. Fitch is one of my favorite fighters, says JJ Smith. Awesome. Gonzaga 50, Texas Tech 47. I've been wanting to bring the game up in another browser, but with my freezing issues earlier, I'm scared to.
Here we go for the judges.
Split decision. All right, there it is. Goes to Yusuff. No argument from Moraes.
Yeah, nor should there be.
No argument after the fight. No argument inside the cage either. He's just not a real argumentative guy tonight.
His performance was not decent.
No, I got a fun trivia question. Some of you guys will probably know, though, but this bombastic fighter, he's still fighting. He's been fighting for a long time. He's about 500, but in Pride FC, he was choked out in the back by one of Wanderlei Silva's trainers, and then what he said later was that he stood up and he knocked Wanderlei Silva out cold before his fight. He was fighting at, I believe, 155 pounds at the time. Very exciting, very aggressively bombastic fighter. Has fought anywhere from Pride to Cam's Soda porn site. They actually... there it is. I'm going to give you that one, Crazy Horse there, Adam. And that's what he left my show for, was using his old nickname, Charles Felony Bennett, that he now goes by as Adam from Milan with 1,000 points. I accidentally called him by his old nickname, Crazy Horse, and he hung up on me in an interview.
Seems like something he would do, too.
Oh, he is crazy, man. And I guess apparently I have a lifetime ban, so I don't have to worry too much. That's enough to get you banned for life with him. Calling him by his own nickname.
How long ago was that?
Oh, geez, yeah, no. I think that's got to be close to a year that he was on the show. Jason Crazy Horse. Yep, Jason actually, that was my favorite moment, says Jason. Jason actually seen that I called him Crazy Horse. I didn't even realize that I called him the wrong last name, and I thought we'd lost connection. And I was like, Charles, you there? Bennett, are you there? Are you there? Nothing. And he's like, did you realize you called him Crazy Horse? I was like, no, I didn't even realize that. But I knew it upset him, and yeah, he'd hung up. And then he was talking smack about me for like his next 6 or 7 live streams. So that's how serious it is. Yusuff won the fight, Torren Brown.
Now they're talking to Tim Bradley here in the crowd.
All right. Well, at least it's a combat fighter. Looks like we got a 51-49. There's a 50-49 Gonzaga and Texas Tech.
Wow. You're going to have to start to sweat there, Mike.
Yeah, like I said, I would bring it up in another browser, but I'm afraid of crashing this thing again. I might have to keep an eye on it. Your Duke barely escaped last night as well, right?
Yeah, that was a close one.
Yeah,
go ahead and refresh, guys. I got my last trivia question of the night for you guys. I'm going to see if I can stump the Schwab, as they would say. So go ahead and refresh real quick. All right. Name the fighter that BJ Penn defeated to win the UFC Lightweight Championship of the World. Who did BJ Penn defeat to win the Lightweight Championship of the World? See if anyone gets this quick. And of course they did. First last. Sean Shirk is the correct answer. I think first last might have tied Peter by now. Pretty close.
Oh, yeah, it does have to be pretty close here. First last had that one. Yeah, let me look at the scoreboard here and see what we got. We're just going to keep playing until somebody passes your points for the season, since this is the last game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No, you're up by you have like an unsurmountable lead. I have to bring it up, but it's we would have to play for like 12 episodes at least, and someone would have to get everything.
Right.
All right, Peter Ordinary has 3,000. First last also has 3,000. So a tie between those two.
I have first last at 4 correct answers.
Of 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. You're right. Okay, so first last, and you got Peter Ordinary at 3. So first last, that's 4,000.
Peter Ordinary also had 4.
I need to learn to count here. 1, 2, 3. How many questions do you have? I have 19.
Oh, I forgot we took away the Kelly Pavlik from Peter Ordinary. That's the one I was counting.
Oh,
that
yeah. He gave it up voluntarily. No.
Yeah, that's what I was counting. So you were right.
All right. Well, as a tiebreaker, here we go. This now somewhat defunct league had the likes of professionals Justin Gaethje and other superstars. Former fighter, UFC fighter Jon Fitch went over there. They've recently kind of revamped and changed their name, but they're still alive under the same person running it. What league is that?
Adam's got it.
Yep, World Series of Fighting, Adam from Milan. That was a pretty easy one, I guess, with Justin coming up fighting this week. But Finn, you need to have a cable package. Get a free trial of Sling or Fubo or UTV. TV. All right. Well, I can get you better than that. I can get you a free 7-day trial of Sling, and then I can also get you 3 months of Sling for just how much? Do you remember how much was it, Billy, per month they have going on right now?
I believe $10, right?
$10 a month. Unbelievable. $10 a month from Sling TV. And you can watch ESPN 1, 2, and 3, as well as a ton of other great channels. Afterwards, everybody wants to know. So yeah, what is it afterwards? $25 a month. DirecTV just changed their smallest package to $50 a month. Cut a bunch of the channels off, and yeah, you get 25 channels. You can also get a bigger package. For the first 3 months, you can get everything they have for $20 a month, $40 a month after that. But if you're just looking for, sports, and this has everything that I need, ESPN 1, 2, 3, like I said, and a ton of DVR. I just started watching the first 48. That show, it has every single episode. It's like 300 and some episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I love like that kind of thing, like that, and I've been watching Criminal Minds. I used to watch SVU. Now I just start of Law and Order. Now I just started watching Criminal Minds.
Yeah,
so, it's that and sports for me.
This fight's starting pretty late, and I don't want to eat into Wyatt's time since he should be on in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the night, guys.
All right, thank you, Billy. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next time, all right?
All right, see you, Billy. All right, guys. Coming into the main fights of the evening. Deuces Billy. Yeah, he's been doing a great job, hasn't he, guys? What the hell, Billy? What was the guy who choked out Matt Hughes? Then Matt Hughes choked him out, or both times Matt Hughes? I think you're thinking of Frank Trigg, and Frank Trigg was choking him out, and then Matt Hughes dropped back and fell on him and knocked him out. A lot of people say that they think Matt Hughes might have fallen down because he actually passed out. He'd never admit it, so it's hard to say what actually happened. But, yeah, you're right, Ricky Bob. Frank Trigg. I love how you guys are making your own trivia in here now. 59 people watching. Thank you. Everybody, please tap that thumbs up button for me. If you like what I do here, go and subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Fights of Friends family. Frank Trigg stuck. Frank Trigg is pretty good. He's actually a really nice guy, too. He's a guy, he's doing refereeing and judging now for a few different leagues. Yeah, I've talked to Frank Trigg. I'll probably have him on the show eventually. Oh, sorry, I was behind. No, the guy that got KO'd from the slam was not Trigg. Carlos Newton. Oh. I thought he did that against Trigg once, though. I know he fought Carlos Newton several times. Huh. And then Carlos Newton fought over in WEC. Over in Canada, which a lot of people forget. The WC over in Canada had Carlos Newton, Shoney Carter went over there, and a lot of other good fighters. Coming up, Paul Craig and Kennedy Nzechukwu. I know I'm getting that wrong. But so what they're advertising right now, guys, is a movie. It says based on the writings of Bruce Lee. Anytime they do a movie, like with anything about Bruce Lee in it, I'm pretty damn excited. Oops. Oh, sorry, Bill. I did not mean to call you. I meant to call Wyatt. We'll get them, guys. Here's still some commercials here.
What's up, Mike? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going, Wyatt?
Oh, perfect. Good. How are you?
Good. You been watching these fights?
Nope. Just sat down.
All right. We had a major internet outage earlier. Hopefully we got everything under control now. My internet was out. My computer was out. Everything.
Just the power went out there, or what happened?
No, just I think it's just my Comcast. I don't know if everybody was using too much or what, but it started slowing down and freezing, and then all of a sudden I just lost everything.
Shit.
So, yeah. But these guys are awesome because everybody came back. Oh, Texas Tech and Gonzaga, 53-52, 7 minutes to go. Damn.
Whoa, that game's today?
Yeah, that's right now.
Shit. Okay. Damn, I didn't know that.
I missed Duke last night because me and the wife went away to Seattle. She's been like, yeah, you've been streaming a little too much. Do you still want to spend some time with me? I was like, well, yeah.
I mean, that's a fair point that she made, my man. You stream and do all this stuff a lot, which we love you for. So.
All right. Yeah. I love having you guys here. But, yeah, I love the wife, too, so she needs a little bit of...
So all I've heard about this card is that Ray Borg got robbed. Is that true in your opinion?
Definitely. I had him winning all 3 rounds. I could see how you could have given it to Casey, how you could have given the first round to Casey, but nothing past that.
That's madness.
Yeah.
Is it in his hometown or something?
I don't think so. I don't know. There's been a couple bad decisions, though. I didn't even think about that, though, because, I mean, when they're in, they go to Philly or whatever, they try to find some hometown fighters. But, yeah, I didn't think to look to see where anybody was from.
Well, it's a super short notice fight for whoever that dude was. I don't really know who the hell he is, but...
He was from the LFA. He was a 2 weight division champion over there. But, yeah, besides that, I don't know. Paul Craig and Kennedy Nzechukwu, I guess. I'm just going to call him Kennedy.
Yeah, I have no idea how the hell to say that. But if you look at this guy's freaking stats, 6'5", 83-inch reach, he's huge.
Oh, Jesus, that is a huge reach.
I saw him fight in the Contender Series and honestly wasn't that impressed, but it's been 8 months since his last fight, so he's had lots of time to practice, so we'll see how he does. And obviously, Paul Craig isn't the greatest. He's a tough dude, but I mean, he's not really UFC caliber in my opinion.
Paul Craig, best known for losing massive amounts of weights to jump into late notice fights. I believe he lost.
Really?
I believe he lost like 55 pounds or something crazy like that to get into the UFC. Oh no, I'm thinking of Craig White. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say because they always talk about Paul Craig should go down to 185. So I'm like, why the hell would he do that if he's that big?
Too many fighters. Too many fighters to keep track of. I'm getting too old, Wyatt.
Dude, this guy's huge. So just to give everybody perspective here, he has a bigger frame than Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou has a 83-inch reach, which is the same, but he's shorter than this guy.
Wow. Yeah, he looks huge.
And from what I've heard, his biggest issue is he's too nice. He doesn't want to hurt people, so in the middle of his fight, sometimes he's like, oh, are you okay? And that kind of thing. So it's like, you got to get over that if you want to be a fighter.
So a Uriah Hall case on our hands.
Worse than that.
Oh, nice spinning kick to the body there from Craig. Craig in the white shorts, Kennedy in the black. If you're watching along, this is on ESPN. We should make sure we're synced up here. I'm at 425 right now.
I'm at 440.
Okay. So I'm ahead of you. I'll go ahead and pause it here for just a second. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Is it going to let me pause it? This is ridiculous. Well, I'm using Sling now. This action is not available on this channel. Well, that's beautiful. Apparently, if you don't have cable, you can't rewind.
Can you pause? No.
Well, let me pause. Won't let me do anything. This is stupid.
Craig is bloodied up and he's on the bottom now.
Craig's going for an armbar here. Almost going for an armbar now, but Kennedy flicks him off. Craig going for another takedown here. A lot of blood coming from somewhere. I didn't see if there was a clash of heads.
Pretty sure it's Craig bleeding, but I don't know what's
might be coming from his nose. Craig just looks like a bleeder.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. He looks like those kids, like at high school, that just like sitting there eating and The sun comes out, and all of a sudden their nose starts bleeding.
Yeah.
Nice elbow there from Kennedy. Craig's digging for that armbar, though. All right, Craig back up. Both men in the center of the cage. We're only about 15 seconds behind, at least this time. I can't believe I can't pause it or do anything, though. That's retarded.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh. All right, I got 2:30 left in this round. Craig going for the takedown here. Kennedy looking to land some hammer fist there, fighting this off but pretty well so far. Craig gets it for a second, though. Pops Kennedy to the ground, doing a good job of holding that wrist down. But Kennedy's doing a great job of landing that elbow as Craig holds it down. You must be real close to me then now, I think. Maybe.
I'm at 2:15.
Okay, and when you were saying, so we're still about 15 seconds apart. Okay.
Yeah.
It's better than last time. I think we were like a minute apart or something.
Yeah, that was retarded.
Nice hammer fist there from Kennedy. So that's the thing to know. Even though they are my sponsor, I'll be honest, if you have Sling TV, apparently you cannot pause live TV or go backwards. Craig working for a leg lock here. I really don't think you're going to do this without being able to use the hands, though, unless Kennedy is just not a very intelligent human being.
We'll see. I don't think he has much experience. Especially, well, I don't think he's ever fought in the UFC before, so definitely not much this level experience, at least.
Well, when you see Kennedy's, he's grabbing Craig's ankle like he's going to go for like a footlock or something. He's out of there. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to get a leg or ankle lock on without being able to use your hands.
Definitely.
50 seconds left in this first round. I mean, Craig's a great... Oh, big head kick there from Kennedy, man. I don't know what happened. The referees... Okay, watch for the head kick there on yours from Kennedy. And I have no idea whether the referee called him back up. I guess Kennedy told him to get back up. I think that's what you're talking about with him being too nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think he's great on the ground either. I don't know for sure, but
that's true.
That seems like a weird thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, Craig going for the head kick there. Kennedy blocked most of it. Goes for a head kick of his own. That's going to be the first round if you're watching along on ESPN. Let's go to the crowd here a little bit. Done some skating there. Used to think they changed it, but I'm old school. This must have been a conversation going on for a while, and I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
I like a good Northwest party, Speed Ordinary. I hope we have a party tonight because I hope Gonzaga can win, which now I'm going to be spending my time to look up an update of that and see what the score is there.
Yeah. Good call. I kind of feel like Gonzaga is going to win the whole thing. That's just my opinion because North Carolina, who I actually chose, is already out. So, but that just shows I know nothing. So take it with a grain of salt.
That's who I picked for it. Also is Gonzaga. Texas Tech is up 60-58 with 4:23 left to go in the game. So very close game. Oh, man. I'm having a hard time not getting drawn away by that game right now. But here we go. Kennedy and Craig here in the center of the cage. Kennedy in the black, Craig in the gray shorts. Oh, nice uppercut there from Craig. And I think Craig I poked him right before that, and the referee was going to stop it. And Kennedy just kind of looked over at the referee like, it's all right. Nice right hook from Craig.
Yeah, he's way too nice, man.
Yeah, didn't it kind of look like that too? Like he's like, oh, no, I'm good. You can poke me in the eye.
Yeah, pretty much. It's okay.
Oh, nice elbow over the top there from Craig. He's kind of blinking like he got poked in the eye, too. He might have needed a second. You notice how he's kind of blinking out of his right eye? I don't know if that's the one he got poked in. Then Craig going for the takedown here. Kennedy's got to be careful not to put his fingers in the fence. Oh, he's definitely holding on to the fence. Referee ripping his fingers off the fence. Oh, he's just taking it. He just doesn't give a fook, man. He's grabbing a handfuls of fence. Grabbing the guardrail. He's grabbing every part of the fence.
Did they take a point away?
No, the referee's just kind of tapped the fence. Oh, man. And now Kennedy on top, landing big elbows, and Craig might have a little complaint on that. I mean, he used the fence a lot.
Yeah, he was like holding himself up with the fence, and they didn't do anything.
No, big hammer fist elbows from Kennedy. These commissions have they have to come up with some kind of unified rules where huge elbows from Kennedy. This is getting close to being stopped here, I think. And 3-0. I got 3:05 right now left in the round, and Kennedy is just dropping bombs. Now he's holding Craig's wrist down. I don't know. He's like, oh, go ahead and get back up now. Craig, I don't think Craig's. Oh, wow. Craig lands a left uppercut and a right hand straight off the bat. I was going to say, oh. Something happened.
He literally just let him up in the middle of like beating the crap out of him.
And I think Craig's upset. I think Kennedy landed an eye poke here. They're stopping it. Craig looks really upset for some reason. Not sure why. Kennedy's been pretty nice to him. I mean, there's an accident. Yeah. Well, I think he kind of knew what he was doing there. He had his hand. You're going to see the replay in a minute. He's got his hand on his face, and then he's going to push his finger into the eye. Yeah, that was not good. Nice right and a straight left there from Kennedy, and another straight left. Oh, low blow there from Craig.
See, this fight is almost silly because neither of these guys is going anywhere in the UFC. There's no way. Craig's not good enough, and Kennedy's too nice. Like, neither of these guys have a chance of going anywhere.
I'm fine with those kind of fights as long as they're good, though. I don't know. That's just the kind of fan I am. But I'll watch my neighbors fight right now if I'm not doing anything else.
Right. Well, yeah, that's way more fun. That's like live. It's not even on TV.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, Craig's got a lot of blood coming out of his face now. Yeah, Kennedy's pretty nice guy. Imagine if he had the aggression of like a Wanderlei Silva.
That'd be terrible because every time he'd hit him, he'd back up and apologize.
Oh, both guys exchanged body kicks. Kennedy outstriking Craig, significant strikes by over double, 29-14. Craig just backing up the entire time.
He looks exhausted.
Yeah, he does.
And there hasn't been that much action. Like, even grappling, there hasn't been that much.
Oh, head kick lands there for Kennedy. Straight right in a head kick, and then he's going to say he got eye poked again. Oh, and the referee says keep going, so I'm not sure what the deal was. Nice straight right there from Kennedy. I think the ref's like, I didn't see it or something. Another right from Kennedy.
Oh, it's an obvious eye poke, though.
Yeah, and you see that? The referee's just like, keep going. Maybe Craig said something to him that I didn't hear, but I don't think so. See, that's kind of cool with you being 15 seconds behind, though. I can see something, and then I can tell you so you're ready to watch it.
Man, it sucks for me, though, bro.
Sorry, man. Nice knee to the body there from Kennedy. If there's a finish, I'll just be silent for like 20 seconds. No.
I think we need to try to find a way to actually sync it up.
Nice body kick.
That's what I think.
From Kennedy, and some elbows and hammer fists. Yeah, I can't go back any further than what I am right now. It just keeps telling me this action is not available on this channel.
Is there anywhere else you could watch it on?
No, we definitely do need to figure out. Not that I know of. Oh, you know what? I think it's my last day of the hated DirecTV Now, but I may be able to pause over there. We're going to find out. Entertain the crowd.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go to the comments. These guys are bums. I agree with you, man. They, as I said, I don't think they're going anywhere in the UFC, so this is almost a useless fight to me. But we got some entertaining eye pokes, a little bit of a little friendly action, and some complaints. A little bit of fun, you know. How is this on the main card? That's a fantastic question. I don't know. The rest of the main card is pretty stacked, though. So I guess they have to have one little scrubby fight on the card.
Well, they honestly probably could have just cut this fight because there's 6 fights on this main card, which is kind of unusual.
They seem to be doing that more and more now, though. It used to always be 5, but I feel like it's 6 pretty frequently now.
Yeah, so
Zags are down by 5. That's not good.
I've even seen 4.
Really? Oh, well, that's usually when they like scrap a fight.
On a main card, yeah, you know, I may be thinking of one where they scrapped a fight. Because I think I know that happened, and obviously with the last Adesanya and Anderson Silva, of course, that was not avoidable. But you know, they'd only had 5 before that, so it ended up being 4. Ooh.
Jason, you're right. They can beat us all up, but if you use some strategy, maybe not. At least with Kennedy, maybe you like going for a hug with Kennedy because he's so nice, and just elbow him as hard as you can in the side of the head. You might get lucky. You never know.
You might be able to knee him in the groin a few times, and he just might not say anything, too. Might be like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's an accident, man. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Apology accepted. Do it like 4 more times.
All right. I'm on... I'm trying to get to the channel on this horrible interface of an app they call DirecTV Now.
Cool.
It's not allowing me to go to the guide, so I'm having to go channel by channel. This is why I left for Sling, but apparently you can't pause on Sling.
Everything's got a problem. They never make anything easy in life. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I could pay for Comcast cable. It's like, you know, $300 a month.
Jeez. Yeah, cable's ridiculous now.
It's not quite that much, but like if I paid the regular price just for internet and cable, it would be well over $200.
Yeah, which is insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, and Sling I pay $10.
Oh my god. We just had the world's nastiest eye poke. I think it was a thumb. And then Kennedy says he didn't do anything. He literally like jabbed his thumb into his right into his eye. That was bad.
This is on ESPN 2, right?
I don't actually know. I'm not sure.
It's on ESPN,
maybe.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's on. Oh, okay. It's on EHD apparently. Okay. I see the eye poke now. Hopefully we can sync up. Let me see if I can pause over here.
Well, let's get to when the clock's actually running, and then we'll sync up then.
Well, when DirecTV is slower, so I may be like right where you're at. I'm on the eye poke.
Yeah, so am I.
All right. So hopefully we're really close here.
I want them to show a replay. I don't know if you've seen a replay or not yet.
All
but
right,
it was
they're
bad.
back in there. I'm at 318.
Okay, why don't you pause it at like 3:10 or 3 exactly, and then I'll let you know when I'm there.
Okay. I'll pause at 3 because it didn't let me pause at 3:10.
Okay.
Okay, I'm paused.
It took a point away. That's where I'm at.
Okay, I'm paused at 3 right now.
Okay. See, this fight is almost funnier than it is entertaining in terms of like skill wise. So I'm definitely even further behind in comparison to DirecTV. So it's got that positive for you. Not that you can use it right now.
Oh, you're
more
where
live.
are you at on the clock?
304, 303, 302, 1,
Okay.
0,
Okay,
259.
Okay, now we're synced
Awesome.
up then. Sweet. All right.
Desperation takedown.
Yep, and spinning kick to the body there from Craig. And put us out of our misery, dare I say at this point. It's like, I wish this Kennedy guy wasn't quite so damn nice, because I just want to see him knock me out right now.
It'd be over by now.
Yeah, just elbow him until, pretend he attacked a member of your family or something. I don't know.
No, I think he's got a better strategy. I think you just go crazy with the eye pokes. Just poke him up.
Yeah. Oh, nice right elbow there from Craig.
You noticed how bloody Craig's knees are?
Not until you mentioned that. I was noticing how bloody his face was, but...
Yeah, but it's just weird. Like, he has, like, crazy, like, ring burn or something that he's just bleeding all over the place.
He's just a bleeder, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Kennedy on top, inside control here. If he has the heart to hurt his opponent, he might be able to stop this.
That ain't going to happen. You don't want to be mean, Mike. Come on.
I'm going to start calling him Kennedy All Heart Nzechukwu. I can't pronounce his last name, but he wouldn't be offended.
And bloody knee, Craig.
Yeah. A couple of nice elbows there from Kennedy. Be nice to keep going with that. No, I really feel bad. Just wanted to talk about Ray Borg for a minute while these guys are playing patty cake.
Sounds good.
I feel bad, though, because Ray Borg misses out on his win bonus, too, after everything that's happened this year.
And he missed weight. I was shocked. Going up to 135, missed weight. Like, what's happened with it?
And barely. And Craig going for an armbar here, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. Well, yeah, I don't know that the last time I seen an armbar was somebody that did not have the legs around the arm, but he almost literally got it with... Oh, he might get it here. Yep, and he gets it.
Triangle. Oh, he got it.
Wow, Craig got it. Oh, Kennedy's armbar defense was horrible. I could see before that. He almost got it with just his hands. Wow, that is an excited corner. His cornerman just came in and tackled him. And Craig's kind of looking at him like, what just happened?
Fight number 2.
Dude, his cornerman was way happier that he won than he was.
That was a terrible fight. Good God.
It makes up that cornerman was so damn happy, and the guy that was just like...
That's the best moment of the whole thing.
He's like, whatever, man. Yeah, let's watch the replay here. See how he goes for an armbar before? Like, he doesn't even have... This is like such a horrible technique from Kennedy.
And then I thought it looked like he was arguing with the stoppage afterwards, even though he tapped for like 3 seconds.
He tapped like 8, 1, 2, 3, 4.
But watch him afterwards.
He's like, tap.
He's like, ref,
no,
what the hell, man?
Tap.
Here's the corner.
Oh, that was great. That made up for it. That made up for some other moments in the bats. Congratulations to Paul Craig.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, that was something.
Yeah, I liked the end of that. Texas Tech 69, Gonzaga 64, 40 seconds. Damn it!
That's a shocker, actually. I wasn't expecting Texas Tech to beat Gonzaga.
I was actually talking to Billy earlier. I was saying that I thought Texas Tech was the weakest link in this tournament, but they're about to knock my Zags out. I'm about to not care.
I'm about to be done with that shit.
Blue Devils, Billy. So yeah.
Is that his team?
Yeah. I wanted Duke to win today because I wanted Gonzaga to play them later in the season so we could go back and forth. But unless Gonzaga pulls off some kind of 5-point play miracle, doesn't look like it's going to happen.
You never know.
Denied the tap and eye poke. What a shyster. And he was grabbing on the fence for like 30 seconds.
Hey, it's okay, though, because he apologized for everything.
Yeah, I'm not real big on that guy.
But he is a big guy.
Just to put it out there, yeah.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah.
That guy was like a 2-1 favorite over Craig as well. I don't know what people were seeing in him. But...
Well, his defense was absolutely horrible because that was, honestly, that was like white belt defense. He gave him that armbar.
I'm very happy that fight's over. What's next?
I was just looking at it.
Is it Karate
Michelle
Hottie?
Waterson and Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
That should be a good one.
I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I just
I was
like
gonna
the way
say,
it sounds,
man. Like, I'm so glad you didn't try to pronounce Kennedy's last name with that pronunciation of Carolina.
Oh no, I've been calling her Carolina Kowalkiewicz for a while.
I wonder how you actually say her last name. Kowalkiewicz.
Yeah, so somebody said it, and even after they said it, I literally could not pronounce it.
Waterson versus incomprehensible. Yeah, that's about right. We can't say it.
No, I just always think of, there used to be an old Budweiser commercial where there was a guy standing outside with a sign in Budweiser, and it said, like, Dr. Kowalkiewicz, and the guy comes up to him and he says, he's reading the sign. Obviously, it's not they're not there for him. He's like, I am Mr. Gally Wickets. And they're like, Dr. Kowalkiewicz? Yes, I am.
That's it. You hear about Cowboy Oliveira's fighting Mike Perry? That's going to be madness. That'll be a great fight.
Oh, that is a great fight. Bill says, I can pronounce Carolina's last name. I know you said it, and I corrected you back to Kowalkiewicz. I'm sorry, Billy.
Billy, is it Kowalkiewicz? How do you say it? Well, not that you're going to be able to actually show us how to say it, but I think I'm slightly better than Mike, but still horrendous.
Oh, dude, she's hotter than the ring chick, says Dave. Michelle Waterson. She's a good-looking lady for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely not arguing that.
Oh.
A lot of people think Carolina.
A 2-point game with 21 seconds left. Gonzaga and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Are you gonna go over to it?
I'm gonna bring it up on my phone. I'm just gonna bring it up on my phone here in the corner and watch while I'm not gonna shut the fights off here because I'm not gonna screw our sync up.
Yeah, after all that work.
But yeah, I want to see the last few seconds here. Michelle Waterson and Carolina, what's her name? Coming up.
I think that's it. I think that was perfect pronunciation. Carolina, what's her name?
Oh, Texas Tech. They're at the free throw line, though. They just went up by 3 and up by 4 now with 19 seconds left. 71-67, Texas Tech. Gonzaga shoots a 3, misses, gets the rebound. Oh, and scores. It's a 2-point game. 11 seconds left. Gonzaga's going to have to foul right away. 11 seconds left in this game. Oh, this is crazy. This is madness. This is March Madness.
Yes, sir. Kowalkiewicz. See, I knew it was that. I forgot. Yeah, that's right, Billy. That's definitely what it is.
Yeah, that sounds right when you say it like that. Yeah. Kowalkiewicz?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Kowalkiewicz.
That's it. It's your accent.
My Pacific Northwest accent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strong. Sometimes hard to understand you. It's almost like you're from Boston.
Yeah, and they have had a lot of commercials on this one. Oh, I know I guess you weren't watching earlier, but I was complimenting ESPN how they were having such less commercials, but not today.
Not today. Yeah, there's tons of commercials.
I think Fox must have talked to him and be like, hey, you guys can get away with a lot more commercials.
Okay, so for the comment section, 2 questions for you guys. Number 1, who do you think's going to win this next fight between Karate Hottie and how am I going to say it? Wait. Kowalkiewicz. There we go. And which one of them do you think is hotter? So who's going to win? Who's hotter? Who's the hottest girl in that division? Give me your answer. And then, Mike, keep me up to date on this Zag game.
Mackenzie Dern is definitely hot, too. Yeah, they're still in timeout in 11 seconds, but looks like they're going to inbound any second here. Texas Tech, of course, is going to go to the line. Gonzaga had to foul, so.
How much time's left?
11 seconds. Gonzaga, they're good 3-point shooters, though, and, I mean, they're pretty smart at fouling people, right away to keep any time from coming off the clock, so. Oh, wait, there was a he's shooting with nobody at the line. There must have been a technical or something that I didn't see. They're up by 3 now. All right, 4-point lead for Texas Tech. And now I believe Gonzaga will take the ball. And
Sounds like they're going to lose, man.
Michelle Waterson and Carolina. Kowalkiewicz warming up in the back. Carolina's slight favorite,
man.
minus 150. Oh, I'm going with Florida at this point.
It's a really tough fight to call. I think that there's definitely a size advantage.
That sucks. I don't know what happened, but Texas Tech, there must have been a flagrant foul because Texas Tech was at the line and they had the ball. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, Billy already spoiled it for us that they lost. He must be ahead of you.
Billy. That's fine. He saved me the time. I got 9.3 seconds left. On the NCAA official site, but Billy has the future TV, so
yeah, I guess so. Meanwhile, I'm watching like 3.5 days behind.
He's always way ahead of me, even when I have like the ESPN app. It's like
I don't get it.
Must have super internet.
I guess so.
That's how he's able to answer the questions so quick when we do trivia.
True. He hears the question before you even ask it. What are your thoughts on Paulo Costa? Do you think he tested positive? I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me if you look at what that guy actually looks like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And I thought it was really funny how Romero came out and said it, and then he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't understand.
Yeah, freaking retard.
It's like I guess Kennedy didn't understand that you're not supposed to poke people in the eyes repeatedly.
Yeah,
it's a language barrier.
But Costa came back and said that he's never taken anything in his life. He didn't test positive, and he's not dirty like Yoel. So, like, there's some heat there. Even though it's so obvious they're both on gear. Like, why are we even having this conversation?
They're both on something. Something's definitely going on there. What's up, Captain Buskill? Waterson by spinning heel kick.
My only worry with Waterson is she's a lot smaller. She's really small for this weight class.
Just says, everyone is on steroids. Look at athletes 80 years ago. You can see the effects steroids have had on sports. Steroids have had them, and I agree that just about everybody's been on them, Jason, but there definitely has been a difference in the size of people, too, because we have much better nutrition and training than we did 80 years ago. But, yes, definitely a lot of people on something and some of them on everything.
Well, and my favorite among them, as in the one I hate the most, is that little bald midget that's fighting Cejudo with that 8-year-old girl voice. My man, Moraes.
I didn't realize you had an issue with Marlon Moraes.
Well, to me, it's very, very apparent that he's on drugs. Like, at least for me, for whatever reason, you test positive for steroids, okay, there's that. But for guys that, like, don't look completely absurd, so, like, John Jones in comparison to a guy like Overeem when he was on all the gear and was just a freaking statue, like, there's a difference to me. So, to me, Marlon Moraes just looks completely ridiculous, and then he has the voice of a little kid. It's like, it's so obvious he's on everything. And he's not a nice dude to begin with. Talks so much shit.
Oh, then screw him. I didn't know that. I was kind of rooting for him against Henry Cejudo before you said that.
Well, Cejudo's a nice guy, but Cejudo's almost like too much of a nice guy that it becomes annoying.
No, he is a nice guy. Well, my thing with Moraes is I was just happy that the number one contender was actually going to get a chance to fight for their belt and that the division wasn't going to be tied up.
Well, it's basically going to be tied up if Cejudo wins, though. Because he's like, maybe I'm a 125er this week. Goes back and forth and back and forth.
Well, maybe they just decide that this is the time to drop the 125-pound division. I don't know.
I'm sure that's what they're going to do, but I still feel like him being a little silly goon that he is going to say, I'm just going to take some time off. I'm actually going to fight at 125. And like 6 months later, like, yeah, that division doesn't even exist.
Michelle Waterson, 16-6, 115-pound weight class here. Who did you pick in this fight, or did you do?
I don't know. No, I didn't do a prediction video for this one. I kind of ran out of time. I don't know. This one is hard for me to pick because I always underestimate Carolina every single time. I never think she looks very good, and then she ends up winning most of the time. Now, her last fight, she got demolished by Andrade. Only one punch knockout I think I've ever seen in women's MMA, so that was crazy. And I think Waterson's very good, but she seems to find a way to lose sometimes. So it's like polar opposites. So I'll pick Waterson just because I'd prefer to cheer for Waterson, but I don't really have a prediction for this one.
All right. Billy also picked Waterson. I picked Carolina on mine. I was hoping at least she'd come out with something to prove after the Andrade fight, and I don't think that's indicative of Carolina's skills. I think
neither do I.
Is just a monster.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that fight against Rose goes, though. It's a very intriguing one. I favor
Jessica heavily. I might even bet on that fight if the odds are close. Yeah.
Jessica's the favorite for that one, which is somewhat surprising.
Oh, they did bring the odds out for it, huh?
Yeah, they're already out.
Well, if they're even close, my money would go on Andrade. Exchange of leg kicks between these women to start the beginning of the fight here. Oh, nice right hand there from Waterson. Waterson isn't a more entertaining fighter, which does make you want to root for her. Oh, nice little leg kick and then front kick up to the body there. Combination from Waterson. She does look faster. I mean, it's very early in the fight, but she looks faster.
She's definitely faster. Yeah, she might be the fastest in the division. But you can definitely see there's that little bit, if not size advantage, definitely a frame advantage in terms of reach and leg length and all that.
Oh, yeah. Carolina, she looks quite a bit bigger. And even though Waterson's shorter with it looks like the shorter reach, she doesn't look like she has the stockiness to make up for it. Doesn't look like she cuts a lot of weight.
No. Yeah, I agree. And she used to fight at atomweight, as most people know. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. She probably doesn't cut a lot of weight.
Do you know who her last fight was against? I don't remember.
Waterson was her last one against Van Zandt? Or is that the one before it?
I'm not sure. That's what I was thinking as well, but I feel like we're missing one.
I think there might have been one in between. Oh. Nice side kick to the body there from Waterson. That point style karate that she comes from, though, or striking, though, it seems like she's like super close a lot of the time. So it's almost like she fought somewhere where you were hitting pads on people. And
yep.
You got that same feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost like she's just at a practice the way she throws kicks, which I think is a really good thing.
Yeah, and a straight right there from Waterson, though.
Her last fight was against Felice Herrig, and she won. So that's a pretty big win.
Okay, yeah, both of these girls, I think I remember I was breaking down. I think they both beaten Felice Herrig.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, Carolina has a win over the champion for what it's worth. It was almost 3 years ago, I think 2 years ago. But she has a win over Rose.
Right. She talked about fairly recently how she doesn't plan on staying in MMA much longer because she wants to become a mom. So that might kind of deter her motivation a little bit here with her kind of having another avenue, another path of what she wants to do with her life, you know.
Is this Carolina or Waterson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carolina.
Okay. Or Carolina. I can't even pronounce her first name right. I need to at least get her first name right, I guess, as much as I butcher her last.
Just call her by her last name and make sure to butcher it as much as possible.
Nice low leg kick from Waterson's. I think she would think Kowalkiewicz is funny, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe she'd kick me in the leg.
Well, I'm sure we're all saying it wrong, too. What is she, Polish? Probably pronounce it very differently than even Kowalkiewicz, so...
I think I've heard what you just said from quite a few. Kowalkiewicz, yeah, I think I've heard.
Yeah, so have I. I forgot.
So yeah, I don't know where the V is in that, but yeah.
Who cares? Just like Joanna Jacek, or however the hell you say that one.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think Jacek.
But there's so many random letters in there.
Oh, I know. There's a Z. It's like, and there's not a Z, and there's no V in this one. So, yeah.
It's a mess.
This is a really boring fight.
That's women's MMA.
This is really not. Wow, you sexist pig.
Yep, that's me.
40 seconds left here in the first round. That Amanda Nunes Holly Holm fight, I don't expect that to be boring coming up.
Well, Holly Holm's fights are almost all boring now. She started off with like putting a little bit of power into her kicks and stuff, but now it's just solely point fighting, and I think Amanda's just going to kind of walk through her. So yeah, it should be entertaining because I think Amanda's just going to kind of beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, nice straight right there from Waterson. I do think Waterson's winning this round.
Yep,
Carolina
so do I.
comes out with a couple knees there. But
I wonder if she could even retire after this fight, hey? Speaking of all the trying to get out of this, it's possible. Yeah. I think she said a couple more years, but if this goes horribly wrong, you never know.
Yeah, I always think that's kind of strange when somebody says, I want to fight for 2 more years. Like their exit strategy is already planned, but they're going to keep doing it for money. I don't know.
Which is how everybody looks at it, but you can look at it the exact opposite way as well, in that they're doing it, they have 2 years left, so you got to do as much as humanly possible to win, to get to whatever your goal is, whether it's top 10, top 5, the belt in that time frame.
That's true. If you are truly competitive, like a Daniel Cormier or something.
Yep.
Jason, 1 hour. I just seen that 1 hour at the gun range costs $100. Holy crap! Well, you're in Canada, so is it? He's saying it's really expensive to shoot in Canada to go to a gun range.
I have no experience with that, but I believe him.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, here, like, you're given guns at birth, and when you go to the grocery store, they just like throw free bullets in there and. That's kind of the way it seems. Ammo is expensive. Jason, we were belly aching. I can't believe how mad my dad was when he was paying 20 cents a shell for 22s, because he used to pay 2 cents like a couple of years ago. Yeah, I do have a good collection of guns, but I just enjoy sport shooting.
Right. Yeah, Waterson's definitely winning this fight right now. To me, Carolina's looking like her usual self, which is terrible. But as I said, she somehow finds a way to win and out points, even though she looks like shit. But this one, I think she's definitely losing.
She's not doing anything at all. And Waterson, I know, like I said, a lot of these things are coming up short. Like one of those spin kicks towards the end of the last round that could have been devastating.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, nice straight right there from Kowalkiewicz.
Wow, that was a great pronunciation, Mike.
Wow, 1-2 in the head kick. Carolina, how about that? I got Carolina. Oh, big straight right from Waterson. She seems to be more accurate with her hands than she is with her feet, for sure.
Yeah, she's unbelievable with her feet.
Yeah, nice low leg kicks. Oh, she's really nasty with those leg kicks. She goes up to the head and chest a lot, where it's like those times though, like I talked about point fighting, where it's like she gets super close to her target and then draws back almost.
The other thing is, isn't Carolina's best area in the clinch? Like, she always tries to get it there and then does very well there. I'm surprised it hasn't. Oh, here we go. As she clinches up right now.
Yeah, she's clinching. Yeah, she
likes
to
God,
throw those
got
elbows
taken down
and
her
knees
head.
in the clinch. Oh, nice elbow from Waterson there. Oh, beautiful throw there from Waterson.
Damn, so now I'm ahead of you, huh?
That's a slow Tayatoshi there. I am at 2:55 right now.
Yeah, I'm like 3 seconds ahead.
Okay. So we're close at least.
We're close.
All right. Yeah, that's the other problem.
Brutal elbow
TV
there.
now is you can pause it, but it just steadily goes more and more behind. Nice elbow there from Waterson.
Really? That's so dumb. Everything's so dumb with technology. Technology annoys me.
Dude, we've had the internet since I was like 15. I'm 40 years old, and it still sucks. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it just doesn't. It just seems.
It's confusing as well.
It seems like by now they would have the streaming thing down.
You'd think. Yeah, this is like all Waterson this fight. I'm surprised she's been so dominant.
Yeah, side control, throwing those elbows. It's not a bad view. Hey.
True.
Nice elbow there from Waterson. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know if Carolina's going to want to fight a whole lot after tonight, to be honest. This is a horrible performance.
And we're back to Carolina, huh?
Carolina.
There we go.
I did promise that I would at least try to pronounce her first name correctly. So, elbow.
She could almost go for a crucifix here. She's pretty close to a crucifix position.
Yeah, she's just kind of holding position there. She'll like throw a shot every once in a while, but just slowly constricting, like a little boa constrictor here. Another elbow.
A beautiful one.
Yes, it is. Nice elbow to the body from Waterson. Not going for any submissions here, though. I wonder if she's a little too protective of this position. Oh, another big elbow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Though. Well, I mean, if she's trying to win by decision, she seems to be doing that correctly.
Yeah, and I mean, what percentage of women's strawweight bouts go to decision? Almost all of them. Like 90+% for sure.
Yes. The Teresa, I can't say her name, Tisha.
Oh, armbar.
Oh, and she's got, I think she might have it. There it is.
She just got out. Oh, back to it, though.
Oh, she is out. Yeah, I thought she had it.
She gets it back, though, in a second.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's got that pretty straight. She's definitely going for the finish now after I said she wouldn't go for the finish.
Right? It's like they listen to us.
And into the round there. Back to the commercial break.
I don't think it was a 10-8, but she's definitely up 2 rounds.
Oh, absolutely. That was a pretty dominating round.
Yeah, absolutely it was. Definitely.
All right, let's go to the chat here. What's up, Dutch guy? Audience, nice chick, goddamn. Wasn't sure what time you'd be off, Dutch guy. Dutch guy, chaos, gas, my man, doing okay.
It's all about guns in the chat right now.
Guns hold their value.
What in the hell?
Well.
My cat comes inside, runs over a sneezes cat boogie on my leg. What the fuck? What is he even trying to say? Arcade chaos. That's some chaos right there.
I feel like my chat has become just like a random Reddit theme.
Yeah, that's not always bad. Especially for that last fight we had.
Oh, no, it's very good. It's very entertaining. I just, since I wasn't listening earlier, I have to go back and put the conversations together.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this internet does still suck. Well, that's the crappy thing about the internet, too, is they have the ability to give you super fast internet if you want to pay a
Yeah, they just hold it back.
Yeah, it's retarded. All right, Waterson and Carolina here in this third round. I think Waterson's won the first 2, as we were speaking about, and Carolina's going to have to come out with some intensity if she has any.
Yep. She doesn't seem like a very intense individual, though, to be fair.
No. And after this performance, I'm almost wondering if I maybe made a little bit too big of a deal of Jessica Andrade's performance.
Right, maybe. See, I just, like, obviously MMA math doesn't work. We all know that. But Joanna beat Jessica very decisively, and then Rose beat Joanna twice. And, of course, they're different styles, but if Rose can kind of keep the distance, it's not a hard fight for her to win, but she's got to keep that distance.
Yeah. No, well, she kind of has that issue with everybody, though. And Rose is not a real tall fighter. Nice elbow.
Well, she's, what, an inch shorter than Joanna? It's not a big difference.
Oh, and Joanna, no, she wasn't. Joanna just seems, I don't know if it's the way she throws those leg kicks or if she has a longer reach than her height. But she seemed to be able to control the distance some in that second fight. Nice karate kick there from Carolina. She wants a new nickname. But we already got
the Karate Mom.
We already got the Karate Hottie. Yeah, you got the Karate Hottie and the Karate Mom bod.
The Karate Mom bod. Yeah, she does look in worse shape than her last fight. Maybe I'm wrong, but she looks kind of soft.
She is never coming on this show, no matter what.
You start the interview with that. And my first guest, the Karate Mom bod. And then you pronounce her name all wrong.
Hard to believe I picked her to win this fight.
Not really. I mean, I was pretty on the fence as well.
Yeah,
because she has some good wins in her belt, right? So.
Yeah, she does. She's got the win over Rose, and kind of like you were saying you do with Carolina for some reason, I kind of always pick against Waterson a lot of times too.
Right.
Oh, nice right hand there from Waterson. I just wish she would get her striking distance down. I know she's got T-Rex arms.
Well, yeah, she has like a 5'2" reach. It's kind of hard to do much with that.
Goes for the takedown. Gets the takedown there. Yeah, my daughter's 5'3", and in wrestling they were telling her, to wrap your hands around for a cradle, for the pin.
And she couldn't reach?
Oh, she literally couldn't reach her arms around, and the coach is just like, that might be a problem. We'll work on some other things. But she's done decent. She's a little under 500, but she's won some matches. And they're back.
Well, I mean, there's people like Cody Garbrandt that have like the shortest arms you've ever seen and makes it work. Because he's primarily a boxer and he has the world's shortest arms.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about short arms is if you get on the inside, you can throw a lot more punches, a lot faster.
Yep. But he's not really like that. He's not like a dirty box guy. I mean, he wants to get somewhat close, but just to kind of close enough to hit you.
Oh, he's like a let me bang bro guy. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Let me get knocked the fuck out, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's always entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I think he's going to be in trouble because he's not chinny yet, but just because of how he fights, he's going to be chinny real soon. So that could be problematic.
Yeah, and he has other skills. Whoa. Michelle real close with that spinning kick to the head right there. Actually went over. Lands a straight right. Ever since Kat got caught with the toe in the eye, Every time somebody does that, I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm expecting a toenail to catch him in the eye.
And that's it. Definitely Waterson won that one. You never know with the judges. You never know. 30-27 Carolina. Here we go.
So once again, these judges have been horrible tonight.
Jeez. I still cannot get over that Kansas card, though. That was absurd.
That was the worst ever.
That was like every fight. They got every fight wrong.
Dutch guy says, Artem Lobov, shortest reach in the UFC ever. Was he the shortest?
Yeah,
at least for men, maybe, yeah.
Well, how tall was he? Like 5'9", with like a 5'5" reach? Something like that. He might have the same reach as Cody, just a bigger guy.
Yeah,
but yeah, crazy short arms, and it looked even worse because his torso was so long.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to see him fight Paul Malignaggi and bare knuckle?
Boxing, yeah. I mean, I think Paulie would absolutely humiliate him, on top of which I think the whole reason behind it would be to make money and fight Conor afterwards. So I could see that happening.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see him touching Paulie. I mean, Paulie's a monster. I mean, when you're
it'd be an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Unless he breaks his hand early or something, but you never know.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and throw out the bat signal. Apologies to Dutch guy. I didn't get a chance to get with you to get our sound correctly, but hopefully if you have some time over the stream or during the week, always check out MMA Newsroom, our partner channel across the seas over there in Amsterdam. So now we got Dutch over in Amsterdam. We got Wyatt over in Canada. Earlier we had Billy from the country of Colorado.
So what's the country of Colorado?
Any country where weed's legal. This is the country of Washington over here. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, fair enough.
Well, because we split our, like in Canada, if something's legal, and if weed was legal in one province, it would be legal everywhere, right?
That's true. Yep.
But yeah, here it's like the 50 United States of 50 different countries. That's how it feels sometimes. And Michelle Waterson gets the decision.
Thank God.
Yeah. You get to see her a little bit longer for a victory speech, huh?
True. Hopefully she doesn't cry. That'd ruin it.
Boba's fighting Jason Knight. Yeah, he's fighting Jason Knight next, and then I guess if he gets through Jason Knight, he said which is no guarantee. He said he would like to fight Paul Malignaggi.
Jason Knight, I don't know what happened to him. He was like amazing, and then he was terrible overnight.
Well, and wasn't he the one in the UFC that got kicked out of the UFC for attacking a referee afterwards and then ended up in PFL?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Or is that
Maybe.
Jason White?
Bloody hell, man. I don't know. There's too many people.
I know. All right. Thank you, Peter Orton. Oh, I still have Billy's picture up there. Wyatt's in here, and I still have Billy's picture up. Should have said
Nah,
something.
man. It's just me chilling in that country of Colorado over there. Got my toque on, ready for action.
It's only been like an hour, and I still got Billy up here.
My new channel name is now Billy, for all of you that are curious. So go check me out at billy.com. I got the Billy website. We got all the correct March Madness picks there on the Billy website where, Billy gets everything right, unlike me. Wyatt the Earp Matheson. Nah, it's Billy the Earp Matheson now, bro.
Yeah, I say that's got to get pretty tiring hearing that, I'm sure. Just like Eggs, my last name. I see it hit with Eggs Benedict and everything else.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Benedict.
But I'm not in right. Yeah, that's true. There's lots for everything, though. You know? Like, you can make anything sound stupid.
Oh, for sure. What's up, D. Brown? Doing good, man. He says, Wakanda, cannabis, Canada in the house. Oh, I love it.
I get called avocado. That's not the worst, though.
Hey,
I like that.
I like avocados, though. It's not, maybe it's not an insult.
Where does Wakanda come from? I'm not black, bro. I'll take it, though. That was my favorite nickname ever. When I was in high school, my best friend was from Ghana, and his nickname for me was DeWyatt. Not actually mad at that one. All my other ones suck, but...
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool, actually.
Okay, so next up we got Michael Johnson versus, what is it, Josh Emmett? Is that his name?
Yeah, we got, this is...
Something Emmett.
Basically, the co-main event for a lot of people. I'm nothing against the co-main event, but a lot of people are looking forward to this one even more. Josh Emmett,
right.
Michael Johnson. Josh Emmett, he's strange. He has 2 losses on his career. One of them, which Jeremy Stevens honestly really probably could have been disqualified for blows to the back of the head. And then a split decision loss, and I can't remember who it was to at the moment. But so both of his losses, he could have came out on the other end.
Right. Who do you have in this one?
Sorry, I have Emmett in this one.
Yeah, so do I. I think I'm actually going to go bet him right now because he's a plus 130 underdog.
Oh, hurry.
I'm on my way. Hopefully we're not too far delayed and actually the fight's already started.
Probably, yeah. I was gonna say that's pretty close. I'm gonna have to get some bets in here soon though on some sites. I've felt like pulling the trigger on a few of them, but I feel like if I actually did, everyone I pulled the trigger on, I'd probably lose. Oh.
That's a terrible mindset.
So maybe I shouldn't bet.
Come on, man. feel like everything I touch turns to shit.
I'm starting to get the idea. Arcade Chaos is really high.
I'll have to check out the comment in a sec.
My plants buy my 3 apple tree.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
We love you, Arcade Chaos, and your cat. Beat him.
What's your cat's name?
Splits, says Haterade.
Okay, I got $60 on Emmett.
All right.
Probably going to lose now that you jinxed me with that. Everything you touch turns to shit, huh?
well, what I should have mentioned, right before you said that, I was just going to mention that Michael Johnson has the ability to lose to or defeat any man on any given night.
That's so true. I've never thought about that. He's like the best and the worst fighter ever.
Yeah, I was looking at his record when I was doing my breakdown, and it's like okay, beat Tony Ferguson, lost to random dude.
Well, I think Tony Ferguson sucks, so that doesn't really work for me. But okay,
that's true.
But I know what you mean.
Not
he beat
that I agree.
Poirier.
I don't agree with you that Tony Ferguson sucks, but
that's fair. He beat Poirier though, and that's a solid win.
Yeah, he's got a lot of solid wins, and he rocked Khabib.
Are we really going to talk about that? He rocked Khabib. I mean, he landed one punch that kind of wobbled him for half a second.
After looking back at it, I guess it wasn't as glorious as. It's fun to make sound in a chat when people are listening, but.
Oh my God, he got his ass beat that entire fight outside of 1 second when he landed his one punch of the entire fight. You have to give up. You have to give up. He's talking to Dana White. He's talking to the ref. He's like, this is kind of fun. Are we going to stop this soon so I get my title shot and beat your chicken? That was a joke of a fight. And any argument for Michael Johnson in that one, I think, is kind of crazy. But lots of people are doing it. I'm not blaming you at all, but it's just kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, so he was on a 3-fight losing streak before his last 2 wins. I think Andre Fili's pretty old. Seems like I don't know how old.
Andre Fili is a guy who I always underrate. He's a lot better than I give him credit
he's only
for. He's actually pretty good.
Why am I think there was 2 Andre Filis. Way too many damn fighters.
Mike, you're getting so confused.
There's so many fighters.
Andre Fili the third.
And then, the win over Artem Lobov, I'm not real impressed by that.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, before those 2 fights, Michael Johnson had lost 5 out of 6, but the one win is a first-round knockout over Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
I don't know. I also
like Anthony
feel like
Pettis, I guess.
I also feel like Michael Johnson at 145 looks like a skinny little bitch. He looks terrible at 145 in my opinion, and I feel like he wasn't the biggest 155er, and he should have just cut a bunch of weight as in water weight. But instead, it looks like he cuts 5 pounds to get to featherweight, and he's just super, super thin. Whereas Josh Emmett's the exact opposite. He used to fight at 155. He's the exact same size as he was there, and he just cuts a bunch of water weight. So he's bigger, stronger. I don't know about speed, but he just looks like a more intimidating figure at 145 compared to Michael Johnson.
Oh, yeah. He definitely looks like a scary dude. Stocky. He's freaking ripped. I mean, I'm looking at him on his picture here, and yeah, he's got huge abs, and yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Big dude.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how old Michael Johnson is. He's been fighting for quite a while now, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
He's only 32.
How old's Emmett? Isn't Emmett 30 as well?
Let me see here. I have it up on the same page. I think he's right around 34. So a 2-year age difference.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
He came into MMA a lot later, I suspect.
I think so, because I didn't hear about him until here recently. People are calling out. I see first round KO, says David. Second round KO. I think so. Emmett got this one. Okay, in the second, says Ricky Bob. I'm going to call Emmett by unanimous decision, actually. As much as I would like to see a finish, and Emmett's only got 4 knockouts in his career, Johnson's chin's held up pretty well.
But he quits, so there's that. I've seen him quit a couple times.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I think he'll get a finish. I got Emmett by a finish. I don't know what round. I don't really predict that kind of thing, but I'll say by TKO at some point.
All right. So when you were betting, you just bet up straight up Emmett win, though?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't noticed as many props. I was trying to look up prop bets for Barboza and Gaethje because I was going to do a video on it, and I was having a hard time even finding like what the odds were of Gaethje winning by decision and things like that.
Okay, so I'm going to put the link to a website in your chat right now. You can check it out if you want to.
Okay.
It's the best website by a mile to check out. It shows every single sports book's betting lines for like every fight that's currently available. And you can compare them, and it's like what website you want to bet on, what you don't. It shows all the props. It's great.
All right. I will check it out. Yeah, because I got to start betting. Guys, we're 6 subscribers away from 4,700. You guys are awesome. Make sure and check out Wyatt Matheson's channel as well. Just called Wyatt Matheson again now, right?
Yep. Just type in that name in the description or in the search box and it should come up. You got a picture of my ugly-ass face to put on the screen? Nah.
As soon as I said that, I remembered again. I'm not very focused today. You know what?
It's okay.
I haven't had my alpha break. Well, I walked in from Seattle. The wife wanted to go take a little vacation, so we stayed over in Seattle for a couple days, and I walked in about 15 minutes before the stream. So,
right. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was nice to get out of town. I made her go watch some comedy last night because she made me watch the Cats the week before.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dude. Poke your eyeballs out before you do that. It's the worst. It's one of the worst times of my entire life, by far.
I think Arcade Chaos should go see Cats and bring his cat to the show.
Dude, however bad you think it is, you're underestimating how bad it is. It's
shit.
Like, I'm going to do a review on it. It's that bad. Like,
did she like it?
How funny it is. My wife said it was absolute nonsense at intermission, and then made me stay for the entire show. She said it was.
She should have made you stay, and she should have left.
Well, she said it was nonsense, but that she liked it because there was good singers and dancers.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me.
All right, this fight's almost ready to start here. Damn, there's a, how many inches is that? There's a 4-inch height advantage for Michael Johnson. I didn't think it'd be that much. That's what happens when you're that skinny, I guess.
All right, trying to... There we go, finally. I need a bigger picture of you. I'll have to get one from you later.
We can do that.
Picture. All right. Well, I'll put it up now so people know who's talking.
Does anybody in the comments think that Michael Johnson's going to win this? All I've seen thus far is we're all on Josh Emmett, even though he's the underdog. So I'm curious if anybody's on Michael Johnson and actually agrees with the odds makers, because you're probably smarter than us. Geeky's got Johnson.
Geeky watches a lot of MMA. He could get it.
Arcade says MJ as well. I think either can win on the fence. Fair enough. So Arcade and Geeky, make sure to let us hear it if Emmett loses this. Call us all kinds of shitty names and tell us we're retarded. I'm ready for it. I'm waiting for it.
All right.
Yeah, Emmett just looks bigger to me. He's a lot shorter, but he looks heavier to me. And Johnson just looks so skinny.
Yeah. Wyatt looks huge at 145.
Wyatt does?
Okay. I'm doing too many things here. This is what happens when I do. This isn't advertising for Alpha Brain. All right, I'm going to go take 2 Alpha Brains and prove that Alpha Brain works. No. Actually, it looks like we got a fight starting here, though.
Has it not started on yours yet?
No.
Maybe re-update, because I'm at 4:07:65.
Then I'll probably be ahead of you.
Classic.
Let's see. Okay. I'm at 323 now. Where are you at? For what?
350.
All right. Tell me when you're at 320. We're not that far off.
Okay.
And then hopefully we'll be close here for a little while. I'll give me a minute to get your picture in here.
All right, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20,
right.
19.
Okay,
awesome. Literally nothing's happened in this fight so far. They're just walking around throwing at air. There's one leg kick.
Yeah,
finally.
Leg kick from Emmett. Blocks the left hook from Johnson there. 3 minutes left here in the first round, guys. Michael Johnson, Josh Emmett. Still to come.
Ooh,
David
caught him
Brantz,
on the
Jack
chin.
Hermansson. Yeah, he did.
And I'm sure you're aware, Mike, but Josh Emmett's last fight against Jeremy Stevens, he literally broke his face. I think he broke his nose, broke an orbital bone, really messed him up.
Oh yeah, that was horrible. And he was really upset about the shots to the back of the head. I know he wanted it overturned. He challenged it, I believe.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's really dangerous when you're throwing punches, or especially elbows to the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the rule set not to hit there, so...
Unless you're Joe Rogan. If you just took Alpha Brain, aren't you on the other side now?
Oh
just throw anything you want. Smash that dick. Let's go.
I can't believe him being a commentator for so long and a martial artist that he thinks there should be no rules.
Yeah, he's all for those Kennedy eye pokes. He probably thinks John Jones is easily the GOAT just because of eye pokes.
Nice straight left there from Johnson, but yeah, little to call here.
Yeah, nothing's going on.
I wanted to see that Rogan versus
Alex Jones.
Jones fight, man. Yeah.
I think we both know how that ends.
I can't believe how many people were telling me that Alex Jones would beat him, and they were totally serious.
Were they serious, though?
I don't know. Those of you that said Alex Jones would... they were fighting it pretty vehemently, so I think it's...
I mean, he's a big dude, but there's a difference between a big dude and a freaking gorilla on all the steroids with the huge HGH gut and a kickboxing background and the... What is it, Taekwondo and all the rest of it? There's a huge difference.
Yeah, doesn't even deny being on all of the drugs. Yes.
Yeah, which is nice to see somebody who's actually open about it.
Oh yeah.
Unlike Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero. I never take nothing, Michael. Never.
Well, they to be fair, I guess the penalty is a little bigger for them.
True.
But yeah, it would be nice for somebody to be able to be clean.
There's probably one guy in the UFC.
And they
somebody
won't
who's
fight.
Terrible.
There's 2 of them, and they can't get him in there.
I don't get that joke at all.
What's that?
Oh, gotcha. I mean, they'll test positive for marijuana every single time, but...
Yeah. Well, they don't...
Because don't they still test for that, which is ridiculous?
No, not except for the 24 hours surrounding competition. That's it.
Okay, that's not bad.
So only Eddie Bravo would fail.
And Rogan, of course.
Well, because you've seen Eddie Bravo has this tournament now where they do jiu-jitsu and you have to be high.
Really?
Yeah, they have marijuana. I don't know what the hell they call it, But everybody gets high on marijuana and competes in jiu-jitsu. Marijuana is really big in the jiu-jitsu community.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know you had to be high in certain things, though. That's madness.
I'm
And
not
kinda
100% that you have to be high, but they feel like it helps them, so they are all high. So I don't know that they would like disqualify you if you weren't.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't, but
Yeah.
highly encouraged.
Yes.
I have no idea who won that round. Nothing really happened. I think Michael Johnson probably, but it was pretty close.
Make the fighters wear mittens to stop eye poke, says Geeky. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Just put some little mittens underneath the gloves.
If you guys remember in Pride, like what the gloves that Fedor wore, they're curved at the end, so it's almost impossible to eye poke anybody, and they never had that issue there. Whereas the UFC gloves kind of promote your hand to be straight, so there's tons of eye poke. So they just need to redo the glove.
Well, they've had those gloves forever. The ones that they used in Pride, they've used them in Wing Chun and other places for a long time. You ever seen Enter the Dragon?
No.
With Bruce Lee? Okay, you need to see that. The very first scene, this is back in 73, and you can see those gloves, they're wearing the Pride gloves, and they're black. They're like...
Interesting.
They look like an exact prototype.
There we go. Now we got some action
Here we
going
go.
here.
Michael Johnson and Josh Emmett. Hopefully we're not unsynced already. Oh, nice body kick from
I'm at 36.
I'm at 45.
Oh my god.
Dude, DirecTV leaks time like nobody's business, man. It's crazy.
This is such a joke. When do they leak time? Is it like lagging? Like how is it leaking time?
I don't
Everything's
know.
in
I
slow-mo?
never notice it, and then I'm like way behind.
Everything's like slightly in slow motion.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to call it DirecTV now. Now they call it DirecTV in just a minute. So, that was bad.
Yeah, I guess. Just in a couple days. We're running behind schedule. Please be patient.
Well, Emmett misses a big right hook to the body. Johnson hits him with a right hook there, but goes up for the head kick. Not a whole lot going on here to talk about, though.
Oh, you're going to see Emmett land a big shot at 330. Didn't do much of anything, but it's like the first punch of the fight. So.
That's a nice little straight shot. Yeah, it didn't buckle him much. I said Johnson's got a pretty good chin. Oh, yeah. Nice combination there from Johnson. Misses the front face kick. But speaking of Bruce Lee, like I was talking about those gloves, he trained with those gloves way back, and that's why it's always funny. People tell me like, "Oh, Bruce Lee couldn't have competed in this. Like, you know, he was just an actor and all this stuff." He was thinking about this stuff way before the UFC. I mean, the 60s. Yeah. Like, I have books of like all the drawings and stuff, and he used to talk about, you know, use what is useful and discard what is useless.
Right. Yeah, Johnson's definitely winning this fight right now.
Oh, nice 1-2 there from Johnson. Maybe Emmett will come back with a big knockout. I'm really just rooting for Emmett mostly because you bet on him at this point.
Yeah. My other bet of the night is on Hermansson, which might be the next fight up. I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, almost everybody was picking Hermansson.
You picked Branch, though, right?
I did pick Branch. Oh, nice.
I mean, it's a close fight. I just feel like Branch is kind of on his way out. He's older now. And as we saw against like Luke Rockhold, he kind of not gives up, but when he's in a bad position, he has a really hard time getting out of it.
Yeah, I went back and forth on that fight quite a few times. I honestly thought this was going to be the stronger fight.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, recently Hermansson has been very entertaining with ground and pound and striking on the feet because he's very dynamic on the feet, but Branch is usually boring, so we'll see kind of what style prevails.
Yeah, Branch to me, I mean, I kind of thought that he would go through this one because it seems like he likes to put together a string of wins until the pressure really gets on and then fold.
Right.
So
his last fight against Cannonier, though, was pretty pathetic. I mean, he went for like 3 takedowns and he was completely gassed out. So I don't know if something was wrong with him in that fight, but that kind of looks like an age problem to me.
That's true. He could be headed that way, and I hope so because I really don't want Cannonier to destroy Anderson Silva like a lot of people think he will.
Who do you have in that one?
I have a hard time not picking Anderson, but I'm sure I'm going with maybe a little more heart than technique on that one.
Right.
I mean, I thought Anderson looked decent against Adesanya for where Adesanya is at and how old Anderson is.
So my opinion on that is that, one, I'm fully aboard the idea that Cannonier is going to absolutely destroy Anderson. And two, I think the Adesanya versus Anderson Silva fight, I think Adesanya was holding back a lot in that one, and it made a very, very entertaining fight. But I think not that he could have just like ran through him like a buzzsaw, but that he could have been a lot more dominant if he showed less respect and just went for the victory there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I've heard that argument a lot. Oh, and Emmett, after landing the soccer groin kick there, Johnson lands a couple shots here at the end of the round.
Billy says you should turn down my volume. Or turn up yours, either or.
Okay.
Who do you guys have winning that round? I'm pretty sure Johnson won that one as well. I think he's up 2-0, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got it the same. Oh, that's why. I was like, why is yours so much different than Billy? But when I had to shut my computer off and the internet went out, it reset my sound for some reason.
I wonder what the hell happened to your computer. It's so annoying.
How that is. Yeah.
Is it better, guys? Are we the same volume now?
All right. I put you at 70% and I'm at 100, so.
Scott F. donating to the Make Mike Rich Foundation.
With the $10 donation, Scott F. comes through. Thank you. Appreciate you so much, sir. Scott's donated quite a few times, too. Thank you very much. Turn mine up, Billy? All right.
Billy just doesn't like me. Well, Emmett's definitely going for a finish here. I think he knows he's behind.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it looks like there's a pretty big speed advantage for Johnson here as well. Which is part of the problem.
Yeah, neither one of these guys are aging like we were talking about. They're 32 and 34. But well, everybody's aging, but they're not very old.
But everybody's on steroids, Mike, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, Emmett doesn't look good in this fight. I think he's still a Team Alpha Male, right? So maybe that's part of the problem, because I still think that camp is absolutely horrible right now.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of complaints coming out of there.
Well, there's no head coach. That's kind of a problem.
Uriah Faber's not a head coach?
I mean, Uriah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess.
I say it kind of jokingly because I don't know either. I mean, it's one thing being a good fighter, but being a good coach is that it doesn't always translate. Actually, It's kind of rarely, I think.
Who do you think is the best coach in the game right now?
I can't think of his name now. It's Cal.
What team's he part of?
I cannot think of his last name for some reason. I'm drawing a blank. He was on GSP's team. He worked with him
Ross?
some. Frost Sahabi's very good. Yeah, I think Frost is up there. But John Callahan?
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're on the same team. Anyways, those guys together.
Duke Rufus has done very well lately. Pettis, and then obviously the big run with Woodley. Askren's now in the UFC.
Well, yeah, he was one of the best kickboxers ever. You want to talk about like the top kickboxers? Both the Rufus brothers. That was the first combat match that I ever remember seeing. Actually, I think it was Duke Rufus that went and fought in Thailand, and it didn't end well for him, unfortunately.
No, that was his brother. I remember that fight.
Oh, was it his brother?
Yeah, Duke was like 15 at the time.
Oh wow. Okay, so it was Rick Rufus.
Yeah. And he got leg kicked to death.
Yep, until he broke his leg.
Did he actually? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure his leg was broken. I know they had to carry him out of there on a stretcher.
Damn.
Although it's been so long since I watched it, I mean, I can't guarantee the accuracy of my memory.
Yeah, Emmett's getting pieced up here.
Yeah, he is.
Shit. It's okay. We're still in the positive as long as.
Oh, Johnson's slipping there, though. He was slipping there. Maybe Johnson. See, it looks like there's a slippery corner, so he just needs to move him over to that corner and hit him with the right hand as he's slipping.
Oh shit! Did Mystic Billy just really say what I think he just said? Said Emmett with the KO. I'm worried he's trolling, but I don't know because he literally lives in the future. So 1 minute, I guess we'll see. It's possible. It'd be awesome, but don't troll me, Billy. Don't be that guy.
I don't think Billy would troll you. I think he just ruined the fight.
Oh my god! Holy shit! What time are you at, Mike?
1:05.
Okay, you got like 15 to 20 seconds left. Damn. All right, well, we'll wait for your crazy reaction.
Oh, bam!
And it's
wow.
over.
One shot. And Michael Johnson is completely out.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, his whole body convulses and goes back, and yeah, that looked like one of those street fight knockouts where you see like highlights online, or it's just like, I would watch the replay on that one. Throws the jab, feints down for a left. Oh man! You see the spit mouthpiece flying, and Johnson's head hits the ground. See it from another angle. Wow. Oh, it was just spit flying. The spit was so big, it almost looked like a mouthpiece.
Spit's flying everywhere.
Wow.
It's like he just blew his nose.
Boom. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the most spit I've ever seen come out of someone when they get hit.
David Peterson just said that's his tooth. I didn't see that. But...
Oh, damn. It might have been. I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it as well.
Catch that in the crowd, kids. It's a souvenir. Our change this is I want his tooth. Man of the gates, sir. That would have to be an interesting memorabilia. Can you imagine if you had the tooth from like the first ever UFC? It'd be a strange auction.
That'd be crazy.
Someone would buy it. I know they would.
Is that from the one where the sumo wrestler got his tooth cooked out?
Yeah, and Gerard Gordeau kicked his tooth into the front row, and Art Davie, the owner and founder at the time, was actually sitting with executives from Gatorade in the front row when that happened. They immediately left.
Damn.
Michael Johnson has left the chat.
I mean, it certainly still happens now, even with the mouthpiece, because remember Glover Teixeira's tooth went into orbit when Anthony Johnson uppercutted him, right?
Yes, Anthony Johnson also knocked several of Arlovsky's teeth out in World Series of Fighting.
Did he? I remember that fight. I don't remember any teeth.
Oh, yeah, go back. Yeah, he lost several teeth.
Shit. Should be his new nickname, the Dentist.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There already is a dentist. He needs to steal that from... I don't think anybody's going to fight him over that name and just be like, dude, whatever you want. Just take it. Don't hit me.
Especially now that he's like 300 pounds.
Yeah. That guy's a monster. Says he'll come back if he gets a title shot, if he gets a match against Jon Jones at heavyweight. I don't even think he said title shot. I think he just wants to knock Jon Jones out.
It's a fun fight.
Oh, a lot of people would be pretty happy about that.
Especially if he won. That'd be really, really cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, there'd be people complaining, oh, he didn't earn his way to the title a bit. I mean, like Brock Lesnar did.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Masvidal and Askren? That's quite the fight that they just made.
That's interesting. I definitely wouldn't bet that fight after watching Askren against Woodley, because Askren showed that his stand-up is absolute garbage, but I know his wrestling is very, very good.
Yeah. All his grappling.
I would
very,
have to
very
do
good.
some more research at what Masvidal has done against wrestlers, because I don't really remember all of his fights.
Yeah. See, to me, like, I think the line isn't going to be anything special for this one, but if Ben Askren debuted against Masvidal, I'd for sure bet Masvidal, because they'd have Askren as a big favorite. I don't think they will now, especially after Masvidal just knocked out Darren Till. But he is very, very good against grapplers as well as jiu-jitsu practitioners. Because, I mean, if you've seen the Damian Maia versus Masvidal fight, his defense with jiu-jitsu is unbelievable. He's just extremely well-rounded, and I think he could win, but I don't think it's like I don't know, like an 80% to 20% kind of thing. I think it's a close fight. I think I'd edge Masvidal, but there's no way you bet him unless he's a significant underdog.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Masvidal went the distance
with Maia.
With Maia, right? Yeah, with Damian Maia.
Yeah. Which was a very interesting fight because he had him like backpacked for a lot of the fight. It was just a mess for Masvidal a lot of the time, but he got the best of him on the feet. So it was a really interesting fight. And they kind of scored grappling over damage in that one, which I think is kind of bullshit, but is what it is.
Yeah, well, and if you look at, as I've talked about, I'm going to have to send it to you now that I remember, the WBC MMA unified rules under their commission that I was talking about before. There is little room for scoring much for grappling. And like a takedown where you don't do any damage is basically supposed to be scored like a jab.
Yeah, as I've told you in the past, I'd never look at it like that because I always thought takedowns were worth more than that. And I know a lot of judges are like-minded as myself, so. Yeah,
well, and even the commentators, I mean, they would judge in line with the judges. And then when I looked at the actual rules, I was like, wait, nobody's calling this by the rules.
Yeah, which is absurd.
Because that's what I was saying when I was talking with Jeremy Horn. I mean, he kind of lit me up a little bit because I was saying I thought Henry Cejudo edged out Demetrius Johnson. And, I mean, like, he was pretty pissed that I said
you told me about that.
Yeah. Like, he took it personal. Yeah, and then, like, he showed me the rules, and after I looked at it, I'm like, Demetrius probably won if you're judging it fairly by those rules. Still thought it was a close fight. But
did you hear what Masvidal said about Leon Edwards and Ben Askren, though? His direct quote was, "I got these two little sluts that he has to deal with."
Oh, that's great. Well, Ben Askren's been talking. I mean, he talks smack about everybody, but he's been talking a ton of trash about Masvidal already.
Yeah, he wants that fight. That's why.
Well, it's signed. So, do you continue to add on to the fire? Do you think you can get that guy off his game, or do you just shut up right now? I mean, I'm not sure.
I think he has to keep going. I think that's his game. He's just got to keep trash talking. But as we know with Masvidal, he grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood, and that stuff's pretty real to him as it is for Khabib. So that could get interesting if there's a press conference. But I think you got to stick with your niche, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking about once they actually get inside the cage. But he definitely could. He definitely could get a 2-piece in the soda before they get into the cage.
3-piece with a soda. You guys got it wrong. Come on.
All right. I'm going to take a quick restroom break before they start the next fight.
Sounds good. All right, guys. I'm interested to know what you think about Luke Rockhold moving up to 205. Do you think he's going to have success there? Do you think his chin's going to be better? What do you think is going to happen there? because he has the fight against Jon now, so that should be interesting. Jon Blachowicz. And yet, apparently he was offered the fight against Alexander Gustafsson and turned it down because he doesn't want to fight overseas. That seems kind of sketchy to me, but at the same time I get it because he's fought so much overseas recently. Australia, he says he's been booked in Australia multiple times. Dave Peterson doesn't like Luke. Fair enough. I mean, he's a bit of a douchebag, right? He's definitely skilled, though. I don't think you can go against that. Nobody's a fan of Luke Rockhold. I'm not really either. Do you guys think he's good, though? Because, I mean, I don't think he's a nice person, but I think he's really, really good. He just has the one problem with that left hook that everyone seems to catch him with, and then the other issue simply being that chin. Askren is tough as fuck, no doubt, but there's a big hole in his game. It's clear to see. It's his face and his strikes. Yeah, I mean, his striking is terrible. Just absolutely awful. So, but he doesn't use striking. He closes the distance immediately. So once he gets a hold of you, it's a bit of a different story. But when you're against somebody like Lawler, it's going to be bad news for sure. Rockhold slays the ladies. Can't deny that. I mean, I don't know him personally, obviously. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's an athlete, not a fighter. Fair enough. He's also a freaking model. So he's got other avenues for money. Rockhold versus Askren, or Rockhold and Askren.
As soon as I came in and heard model, I thought, got to be talking about Luke Rockhold.
Yep. What do you think about his move up to 205? Do you think his chin's going to be kind of reborn? Do you think he's going to be better there? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know if his chin's going to be reborn. I think it's a good move for him, but I think it's a little... I hope it's not too late.
I agree with that. He's like 34, 35 now. It's definitely late in his career to be doing that.
Yeah, well, I just thought he should have done it several fights back because I thought that his chin was compromised by his weight cut.
Yeah. He does have a huge hole in his game, though, with that left hook, though, because he always has his right hand down. He always has his hands down, period. But I think he's very, very talented. As the guys in the chat have let me know, he's a bit of a douchebag, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think he's a very talented fighter who's kind of, at least as of late, been, I wouldn't say underappreciated, but he's lost fights that he should have won.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Chris Jackson says he had a horrific shin injury. He's had a ton of injuries. He's had a whole bunch of knee injuries. And for some reason, I still have it in my head that it has to do with those question mark kicks with his leg bending a weird way because it's always with his left leg that he gets the surgeries. And that's the leg he kicks with. So
you got to wonder what some of these guys are doing in practice, too. Like, if he can land that, I mean, how many times is he injuring himself in practice and hitting bags and things? I don't know if you've heard some of the talk recently about the argument over not sparring. Some guys are not sparring very much. Some people are basically saying they're not sparring at all.
I think you got to spar a little bit because otherwise you have no feeling of what it's going to be like to actually fight. Because I know with Robbie Lawler, he completely stopped sparring. Then he started losing a bit, and then he came to the UFC, changed camp, started sparring, not a lot, but like weekly, like once a week, and that's when he went on his huge title run. Because he cut it out completely, and it kind of became his demise, and then he switched it, and then he was back on again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think sparring's definitely going to make your camp worse. Now, your CTE damage in the future and the length of your career, that's something else Jeremy Horn was talking to me about. He said that, I mean, obviously he's not really a striking fighter, but he said he doesn't spar.
Yeah.
He almost never spars, never really goes 100%, never any of that stuff, and fought, over 200 times just in MMA.
So apparently Dutch guy absolutely hates Luke Rockhold. He said Rockhold's a bum, man. Hope he gets knocked out cold. 12 straight rounds or whatever he's trying to say there. Gets knocked out. Oh, first round. He said it wrong. I mean, I can see that happening, especially if he's chinny. I don't think he's a bum, though, like you guys are saying. I think he's a douchebag. I don't think he's, not talented at all, though. I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's especially underrated on the ground and overrated on the feet. I think his striking's a bit overrated with those kicks, but I think his ground game, especially his top game, is, top in the UFC. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, he's certainly not my favorite fighter, but I'm also not going to say he's not talented. He certainly is.
Yeah, for sure.
David Pearson, Jeremy Horn was my favorite wide receiver. Oh, wow.
Me too, bro. Me too.
First Last says he called Emmett KO. Well, congratulations, bro. At least you won some money off the Emmett fight. So.
All right. So I got 2 fights in a row with a bet on them here. Got super lucky with that last one. There's no question. And I have $80 on this one.
All right.
Who do you guys think is going to win this one? You got Branch or do you got Hermansson or however the hell you pronounce these dudes' names?
Oh, Henry Hoof is a great trainer, Billy.
Yeah, great striking coach for sure.
Yeah.
Rockhold is Shooter McGavin.
Oh, I love that. That's such a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Peterson says Branch, Billy, Branch by KO. Branch should win.
Okay, you going against me? I like it. With Mike.
Branch by Karate Chop.
Damn, everybody's on Branch. Okay, so I'm the only one who's on Jack here.
I'm surprised kind of that many people. I mean, I picked Branch too, but I'm surprised that many people are going with Branch.
Dave Peterson, I just hate Rockwood. Okay, next question. Who's your least favorite fighter in the UFC? Mike and anybody in the chat. Because Mike, you already knows mine. If he even counts or if he's retired.
My least favorite is Colby Covington, just because I tried to tell people to stop paying attention to him and making him relevant a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Now he's got a title shot.
Yeah. He deserves a title shot, though. He has a lot of solid wins, so...
He also deserved Fabricio Verdum hitting him in the head with a boomerang, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, he does deserve that title shot, though. You're right. David Brandt's 22-5 plus 110 underdog. That's basically even odds. What did you end up getting for odds?
I got him at minus 120, so as a favorite.
Oh, not bad. And Dan Mergliotta, I think he's been the ref for most of the fights tonight. Everything on the main card and a few right before it.
Oh, a huge cage grab here. I'm way ahead of you again because DirecTV is so lovely. I'm at 4:15.
Okay, let's see if it lets me fast forward.
Don't fast forward. I'm not going to say more, but don't fast forward.
Oh man. That quick.
And don't look at the chat. It's a good fight. Good quick fight.
Nice left hook there from Branch. Oh, nice takedown there from Hermansson.
We got coaches tackling fighters just like that Paul Craig fight.
Oh, that was a beautiful throw there from Hermansson. Oh, and Branch grabs onto the... I see what you're talking about, grabbing on the fence there, and he's got just like a basic guillotine on there, and Branch taps right away.
Yep. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I think he's kind of has one foot out the door and he's on his way out. So let the money reign over Wyatt.
Hey, well, good call. Good call. And Wyatt goes 2-0 and $100 and some richer, huh? About $140 richer.
Yep, something like that.
Nice, perfect. Yeah, Branch lost quickly.
Yeah, it was kind of pathetic, to be fair. That wasn't great.
You can try more than that, Branch. Come on.
He might be done.
Yeah, I know he's not going to want to go out on that performance, obviously, but...
Well, that was pathetic.
Oh, yeah, man.
That was
really
terrible.
Holding on to the fence there, too. Yeah, he just doesn't have any heart. And guys in top-level MMA do not get caught by basic guillotines anymore. I think I've said that before, I know, but that's just such a basic move now that if you're getting caught by a guillotine, you're done. Just retire.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't want to take unnecessary damage, too, if you're kind of like, I don't really know if I want to do this anymore. You got to get out. Like, you got to really want it to be in a sport like this. So if you're kind of not sure, you got to get out of there. Like, look at who we have next up, right? Like, Justin Gaethje, you think that guy has 1 foot out the door? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm so excited about this fight. Edson Barboza and Justin Gaethje.
I have no clue who's going to win that. I could easily see that going either way. Like, it's really, really tough to call that one.
All right. Do we have the same commercials? Because I
don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. I want to try to sync up here.
Okay.
If we can. I'm going to update and I'm going to end up ahead of you again for a minute, probably. But oh, they're showing the replay now. Okay.
Yeah, he's just been interviewed right now on mine.
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully we're pretty close here. Let's go to the chat. Sorry, guys. I don't feel like I've been as active in the chat as I usually am. But oh, it says, watch your mouth, Wyatt. Not say anything bad about Gaethje. He is a gentleman and a scholar.
I mean, I get it's a joke, bro, but, like, I didn't say anything negative at all. I said he's, like, what did I say? He's, like, I don't think he even said he's a savage. He's just got no feet out the door. He's just a pure fighter and a scholar. He's got everything going for him.
I'm not sure where I'm at on MMA Playground, but I touch guy. But
who won the Michael Johnson fight? Michael Johnson was winning the entire fight, Mr. Hickman, until he got knocked out cold in the last minute.
All right, there's the link for MMA Playground. I showed a video pretty soon of how to just a little while back of how to navigate this site because even to me it looked a little busy. But basically, yeah, if you just go to home, don't be too good for your home, and then just go to the card that you want to pick, and that's it. Don't look at anything else, or you're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, First Last just said Branch can't possibly be a black belt. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he could be either. I think it's not really a skill problem as much as a heart problem.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good wins in his career, though. I do know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a double champ in whatever organization he was in previously. So he's obviously good, but I just think he's kind of past his prime, 1 foot out the door, end of the career.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Comedic Genius just says his black belt's under Joey Karate. That's awesome.
Oh, that's pretty hilarious.
Joey Karate, I remember that.
Jeez.
Joey Diaz is so funny.
Yeah, he is. He just had Mike Tyson on again last week. A little earlier during the week. It's pretty good.
Yeah, not surprised. What is the meaning of the name of his podcast? What is it called? Like the Church of What's Happening Now? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's a weird name that I don't understand.
Now, I think it's probably just like an inside joke. I know he always calls it the Church.
Right. Yeah, I just don't get it, and I'm sure there's a
like,
meaning behind it.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a meaning behind it or it's just kind of like casual.
Because it's not like anybody goes and searches the Church of What's Happening Now. Everybody goes and searches Joey Diaz podcast because nobody knows the name of it because it's such a weirdo name.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's like Chael Sonnen's. I used to always have a hard time until I saved it. I would type in Chael Sonnen, and sometimes it still wouldn't come in up. Interviews with him would come up, and then you have to type in "You're welcome."
What's the name of it? You're welcome?
Yeah, Chael Sonnen's is "You're welcome."
And now he has the thing with Ariel, which is what, Ariel Helwani and the bad guy or something like that?
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's commentating for Bellator, and he's over at ESPN.
Doing well for himself.
Yeah, it almost seems conflict of interest. I have Gaethje by 5th round TKO, says Stone Wolf.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell is going to win this one. I could see Gaethje winning via pressure, and I can also see Barboza just knocking him out and just getting the better of the stand-up. But easily could go either way.
I think Gaethje's going to win. Use his wrestling in this. I want to say he's going to. If he does, I think he wins it. If he just
you think he's going to use his wrestling? He's never used his wrestling.
He did in World Series of Fighting. He's actually got really explosive wrestling.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him in World Series of Fighting. But in the UFC, it's just been slugfest after slugfest with takedown defense.
Yeah, people
Dutch
keep on
guy,
saying every fight, like, why doesn't he use his wrestling? And even his sparring partners are like, he's got some really good wrestling, the best wrestling. And
Dutch guy says Theo Vaughn is the best. I like Theo Vaughn too.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn's super hit and miss though. Like there's certain clips of him that are like amazing, and then there's some that are just kind of this is okay. Whereas I feel like Joey Diaz is just so genuine that everything is the same and everything is really good.
Yeah, and I think Theo Vaughn plays better when he's playing off of someone else as well.
Yeah.
And Diaz doesn't need someone.
That's true. But they're both good in that it's just kind of like who they are. They're not really like playing an act at all. They're just like being themselves, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we're close to the fighters coming down to the cage here. All right, guys. Main event of the evening. Two of the most exciting strikers in the history of the UFC. Justin, the highlight, Gaethje versus Edson Barboza. Justin Gaethje lands about 3 times as many strikes as the average lightweight in the UFC. He also absorbs 3 times the average strikes of a lightweight in the UFC. Edson Barboza has some of the most accurate striking in the history of the lightweight division. Both of them have some of the most devastating leg kicks I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I was watching, and I mean, I know it's not UFC, but World Series of Fighting was pretty high level. I was watching some of his fights, doing breakdown, and because I was going to put together some highlights of different things, and I was trying to find things that weren't copyrighted, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I use TubeBuddy, so it gives me a copyright warning before I post anything. And even the World Series of Fighting stuff, like even a few seconds, it was telling me I was probably going to get a copyright strike.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing I've found is safe is using interviews of people where you don't show the video or what they're saying, and then GIFs.
Yeah.
So, or just like a quick combination if it's something that's like 3 to 5 seconds. Wow, that flying knee from Edson Barboza, that was scary.
He was losing that fight as well to Beneil Dariush until that point.
This is, I can see why you would think that Gaethje's not going to use his wrestling. And I don't know if he will or not. If there's any fight that he's going to do it for, you think it's got to be this one.
Especially since we've seen that Barboza's susceptible to the takedown and has trouble there. But again, if you look at like Kevin Lee or Khabib, they're so good on the ground that I feel like it's kind of different. Whereas Gaethje's so good at boxing, he just doesn't get to show it much because he just starts swinging for the fences out of the blue. But he's a really good striker, and hopefully this is battle of the strikers here.
Yeah. Scary strikers. 2 scary strikers at lightweight, I would say, by far.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who's scarier? Just as
far
as a striker.
Probably nobody. But you never know. Who else is there? Who else would be like competition? Cerrone, definitely not.
I mean, Conor just retired. Otherwise, of course, Conor's king. But
no, Conor's the worst in the whole UFC. Yeah, I don't know. Like Francisco Trinaldo used to be really good. He's not as good now.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you're probably right. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, at least. What about Felder? Felder's up there in terms of intimidating.
Yeah, he definitely lands some big shots, too. I do like watching Paul Felder. Maybe I don't want to see him get the winner of this, but I have mixed feelings about this fight, to be honest.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, I'm super excited to see it, but I also I like Justin Gaethje. I mean, I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
he gets hurt every fight. That's how he fights.
Yeah, exactly.
No shield.
That's my feeling. And when you go in against a guy like Edson Barboza, that's why I said I hope he has some kind of game plan, but he hasn't up to this point in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times with Edson Barboza, it's just a big shot and it's over. So it's not really like super bad for brain damage. But I mean, his last fight against Daniel Hooker, that was a pretty bad beatdown. So you never know.
Well, when Gaethje can take a shot, both these
yeah,
guys
and he can get rocked and come right back as well.
Yeah,
or dropped even.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at stylistically like an Ollie Frazier here.
Yeah. Not a
Gaethje's
bad
the
comparison.
only fighter to land 100+ significant strikes in each of three UFC fights. That's crazy. 8.53 significant strikes per minute, 172% higher than UFC average. Finished 17-19 wins, 16 knockouts. What they don't mention is what Dutch guy mentioned in the chat is that he gets hit with over 10 strikes a minute.
Yeah, it's got to be the highest in the UFC.
Oh, it's the highest ever by far.
Yeah. That's actually insanity. 10 strikes a minute.
Yeah, and you got a guy coming at you that's got speed and precision. I would say that's definitely two big strengths of Edson Barboza.
And power, like just explosiveness. He's very, very athletic.
Yeah, I mean, I would never count either one of these guys out. Obviously, either one of these guys can stop this thing with one shot. Everybody talks about Gaethje having tons of heart, but Edson Barboza has tons of heart as well. I mean, you saw against Kevin Lee getting absolutely massacred the entire fight, and then he had like a spinning wheel kick, and then Lee was wobbled. Like, he's never out of it. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, and I mean, Lee had a little lapse of concentration, and that's all it took.
So maybe, where are you at right now?
Dave Peterson's reminds me of Lieben. Well, I'm thinking since mine freezes so much, I refreshed right after the last fight. So I have Barboza coming down right now.
Okay, so I'm actually ahead of you, I think. He's just with his corner about to get Vaselined up.
Oh my God, DirecTV, you suck so bad. Okay, I'm gonna update now. Fight's probably over.
Jesus.
Okay, I got him inside. Oh, you know what? He's getting inside the cage right now.
Yeah, he's just getting Vaseline on right now. But I'm sure I'll catch up because you're kind of in slow motion, right?
Yeah.
They're fighting underwater in Mike's world.
It's like
and they're fighting in the future in Billy's world.
Instead of Back to the Future, it's Back to the Past, Just slowly, a little bit at a time.
So weird. It doesn't even make any sense.
I want to do like those parody commercials like Saturday Night Live does. One for like DirecTV now. Yeah. Number 6, Edson Barboza, 33 years old. They're both 5'11", and Barboza's got a 5-inch reach advantage.
Yeah. He's got long arms for sure, and then Gaethje, I think, same length as his reach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Very close, or an inch less, yeah.
Should be good, but can you imagine if this is just like a snooze fest? That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that's not going to happen. No, this is... I would bet money this is not a boring fight.
Nah, man, all Gaethje's fights are so boring.
Yeah.
Just puts the crowd to sleep.
Keith Peterson, the referee. Have you already started?
No, I'm just seeing the tail of the tape right now. They haven't showed like the underdogs or Bruce Buffer just came out right now.
Oh, okay. We should be pretty close then. Bruce Buffer's just talking on mine. Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy when you just look at them in terms of their physique, physically. Like, you'd think for sure Barboza's just going to tear him to pieces, but that's not how the fight game works.
Gaethje is the show. All right. Oh, I got to go to the poll, your guys' poll while this is coming up. Everybody voted. Most people were with Barboza.
Really?
Yeah, the last time I checked, anyways, you have over 100 people vote. So thank you for that. Justin Gaethje, 19-2, just a plus 110 underdog out of your neck of the woods, Billy, Arvada, Colorado. Let me see what the updated is. Oh, and we are 3 subscribers away from 4,700. Thank you guys so much. Out of 100... Oh, I got to go back. Oh, 94. More people voted on who Jones should fight. Gaethje, 35% by finish. Barboza, 56% by finish.
Wow. And nobody thinks decision?
4% of people said Gaethje by decision. 1%, which means one person, Barboza by decision. And then draw or other result was 3% of 94 votes. So,
if it goes to decision, do you think one guy's more likely to win a decision than the other one?
I don't know. I mean, as far as like who they're trying to promote.
No. Just like, I don't know, certain guys kind of just go out and it's either they get knocked out or they get the knockout. But I think both these guys are kind of in that category. So
I would lean towards Gaethje as far as that, because I think, honestly, sometimes I think Barboza's strikes are so fast that they don't score them, all of them.
What? Okay. Well, at least you'll be able to see them because you're watching in slow-mo, so you got that going.
Yeah. All right, they just touched gloves. That's where I got it at. Sounds like you're a second ahead of me.
No, I'm definitely behind.
Oh, dang it. All right, Gaethje.
No, I'll catch up. It's okay. You're still underwater.
Oh, another big leg kick there from Gaethje. Barboza with the leg. Oh, man. Gaethje definitely has... They're trading leg kicks, and Gaethje definitely has harder ones. Lands the left hand to the body.
That's
barely
crazy.
Misses a big right hand. Gaethje's got so much power, and they're just exchanging leg kicks. Oh, head kick from Barboza. And Barboza goes left, and they're exchanging power fist shots in the middle of the cage, and Barboza is hurt. Gaethje moving forward. Uppercuts. Knee lands for Barboza. Well, the first 50 seconds of this is exactly what we thought it would be. Absolute
snooze
chaos.
fest.
And Barboza clinches here for a moment. And anything could happen here. This is such a crazy matchup. Oh, nice right hand there from Gaethje. And we might see Gaethje use some of his wrestling here. Right hook to the body there. And look how he's leaning on Barboza. I said
Barboza's having nightmares of Khabib right now.
Oh, and a nice right hook from Gaethje. Oh, right uppercuts from Gaethje. And I'm pretty sure this isn't going to a decision.
Yeah, I'd be shocked as well. I think we all would be. Except that one dude.
Nice left hand there from Gaethje. Well, I said that Gaethje might use his wrestling and it might end up going to a decision, but that was stupid. Oh, man, they both exchanged big left hooks. Oh, Gaethje misses a left uppercut, get caught with the right hook. They're both landing power shots. Big right hook from Gaethje, big right hook from Barboza. 2:55 left in this round. Man, I don't know if these guys are going to be able to do this for a round, but damn is it exciting. Nice low kick from Gaethje. And he's moving forward. Barboza lands a leg kick. His eye's already bleeding. Barboza's right eye. As he lands a leg kick, Gaethje just walks through it. Oh, big right hook from Justin Gaethje! And Edson Barboza's out of here! Edson Barboza, get the fook out of here! Justin Gaethje with the first round knockout. Boom! Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I look forward to it.
Talk about a highlight. Damn. Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
One punch.
And we knew either guy could do that. As the fight started, it just seemed like Gaethje's shots were harder. That one definitely was.
Yeah, it was almost like Barboza was pacing himself, but can't pace yourself against this guy.
Oh, no. Oh. And the referee's like, please don't hit him anymore. Oh, Gaethje was definitely about to do a Dan Henderson there. I mean, he wouldn't hit him on purpose, but
yeah,
he's not getting off until he knows the fight stopped either.
That was a pretty good card. I mean, I think we all thought it was gonna be, but definitely didn't disappoint.
No, incredible win for Justin Gaethje. Plants the backflip. I'm always worried that he's going to injure himself doing that backflip. So that would, after all the damage he takes in the ring and in the cage, and then he ends up injuring himself from a backflip, would suck. Archangel says fireworks. Yeah, they need to have some fireworks, man. Psychic, I should have put money on that. Yes, first round, I knew it. Arcade Chaos is called the main event in, I believe, at least 3 cards. Like
it's all that weed and his good cat.
Like almost exactly. He's not joking. He's gotten them all. He called Till. He called Masvidal. I don't remember how.
That's the same fight. Oh, you mean Till's fight before Masvidal?
Or excuse me. He called Masvidal over Till. He called Pettis over Thompson.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, Pettis over Thompson. I would have never guessed that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. So, Arcade
First,
Chaos.
last, ask. Yeah, impressive.
Help us bet. What do we got looking up? Who's going to win? Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, man. They changed that fight so many times. I keep on wanting to say Tony Ferguson in there somewhere.
First, last, ask who's next for Justin Gaethje. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Somebody exciting, I guess. So that was supposed to be somebody exciting. Damn. 155. You know who I would like to see him against, but that little leprechaun just retired. You know how many people would be so happy to see that fight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be obviously all out cheering for Gaethje.
Dude, Gaethje, I think that would be a horrible matchup for Conor. I think Gaethje would absolutely destroy him.
Hopefully.
I like Gaethje and Pettis right now. Gaethje and Pettis.
Right. See, I feel like Gaethje's kind of more deserving of kind of being higher up than that. But I guess it depends on where they put Pettis now, given that he just beat Wonderboy.
Well, Gaethje only wants 2 more fights, and then he's going to retire. So he's not looking for a title shot. I mean, unless he gets it.
I didn't know
unless
that.
he gets it with the, yeah, he knows his style of fighting. He takes so much damage. He's like, I can only do this or so. I cannot believe how easily he overwhelmed Edson Barboza, though. That's surprising.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
18 and 20 wins, 17 knockouts, or finished 18 and 20.
Especially impressive given that Barboza was so dominant in his last fight.
Yeah, I mean, Barboza, he's as tough as they come. And striking, well, I don't know if anybody's as tough as Gaethje, but...
Probably not.
Like to see Justin fight Chuck. Jerome's always trying to get someone to fight Chuck Liddell. Why do you hate Chuck Liddell so bad? Barboza needs to use a jab more. He needed to use something more there in that fight. Yeah,
I agree with that. He had to stop the forward pressure. He had to kind of try to keep that in the center of the cage and just was not able to do it. Got rocked right away and it was already over.
Archangel says Gaethje versus Khabib.
See, I'm kind of thinking the same sort of thing, that he's almost in line for a title shot now, but of course there's this giant holdup at lightweight, as there always has been since Conor moved to that division. So there's all kinds of stuff that has to happen before he can get a title shot, and I don't think he's willing to wait. So who knows?
Anybody Gaethje hits, I mean, obviously, it's going to be lights out. So yeah, most people think Gaethje or Khabib's going to take him down and hold him there. You still have to stand up with him for a moment, at least at a minimum of 5 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Khabib would destroy him, but that's just my opinion.
No, I lean that way as well.
Him versus Tony Ferguson for a title shot would make a lot of sense, but obviously Tony has the problems, and Tony's so deserving of a title shot already. So.
Yeah. No, he definitely is. That's why he wouldn't fight for the... I don't blame him for not fighting for the interim belt. He's like, I just won that. And then...
I agree.
I was barely even out, even though I injured myself on your guys' equipment, and you still took it away. I mean, no wonder he's going crazy. I would be too.
You know what would be great for Gaethje, actually, if this dumbass will actually come back and fight? It would be Nate Diaz.
Oh, I think he would destroy Nate. I think that's a really bad matchup for Nate.
I'm not saying it's not, but I think that'd be a cool fight to watch.
Yeah. No, it definitely would be. Because, I mean, Nate, he's got great boxing. He can outland you 2-1, but it's just Gaethje's 1 that I worry about.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah, that is entertaining.
What about Felder? They've been calling each other out for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good fight to make.
That might make the most sense, actually, if you want just fireworks. I don't know if there's more of a banger than that one.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. I think Gaethje comes out on top in that one as well. But, I mean, I'll bring up the lightweight rankings. Not that they matter, I guess, for the UFC site, but...
Yeah, I just did as well. Yeah, so Felder's 1 behind Gaethje right now. Gaethje's going to move up to 6 and probably replace Barboza there. Kevin Lee, I'm guessing, isn't coming back to 155. I think he'd be crazy to do so, so he's likely gone as well. I still think Gregor Gillespie's the most underrated guy in that division. He's currently ranked number 10.
All right. I'm just going to bring it up on the screen so everybody can see it here. If I can find it. I just reset my OBS not that long ago as I got a new computer, and I already got so much crap on there.
Jeez.
It's horrible.
Gaethje versus Poirier, I think, would be an awesome fight. Not that they can make it right now, but I think that'd be a cool one as well. It's got lots of options.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's a good fight. Okay, I got, for you guys that want to see it, I got the lightweight up here right now. Of course, Khabib. Oh, and they said that's funny how Dana's like, oh, he's going to fight in September now because he's taking the entire year for that his buddies are, were suspended for. And Dana's like, oh, we're not going to wait that long. Well, and now he's like, oh, yeah, now he's going to fight in September. But I love how Dana goes, well, he doesn't fight during Ramadan, so that's why he's not fighting until September. I'm like, dude, Ramadan's like over way before that.
Yep.
So it was funny how he just threw that in there, though. Dana knows that people really don't pay attention to everything.
Dana's ridiculous. I think Dana's ridiculous.
Well, he's like other CEOs I've known. I've known a couple of CEOs, like when I came in another company. I almost mentioned, but I decided not to. Basically, whatever they told you, you could count that the opposite was going to happen.
That's so ridiculous, though. Trying to figure out what's even going on if they're like that.
Oh, yeah, because we would have these dinners. Like, we had this dinner where, you do so much sales, and you'd go there, and he would say something first couple times, and I mean, like, he, said things to me, like promotions and things to people, like, oh, you're going to get this store and different things. Just, like, off the hook, and then it would be the exactly opposite of whatever he just said in front of all these people, and it actually caused a lot of animosity.
Yeah, I bet.
But, which I think there's a lot of animosity for Dana right now, even with fighters that I get when I'm interviewing fighters and talking to them. You guys have seen they're not real hesitant about talking smack about their boss.
True. Just want to address a quick comment here. Torrin Brown says, whatever happened to Abel Trujillo? Very simple answer to that. He went vegan and he disappeared.
Hard to fight as a vegan.
Yeah, hard to get enough nutrition to fuel your body if you're an athlete. And Cam Newton actually just went vegan as well, and a lot of people are kind of speculating that that's going to be a downward spiral until he adds a little bit of some kind of animal products back. So hopefully not. We shall see.
It's gonna go full vegan. Yeah, that's not. I just don't see how that can be a good idea for an athlete.
especially with some vegans going like so far. Like there's some that'll say like, I don't eat honey because bees make it. It's like, okay, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, if you want to say there's no blood on your hands, and I mean, I'm not looking to offend anyone, but I may, so I'm just gonna shoot.
Shoot is gonna shoot.
When your vegetables are harvested in a field, I mean, I've seen them harvest like the soybeans and the cranberries and stuff growing up in an agricultural area. You know how many rabbits and squirrels and birds and all that crap is chewed up with those combines because they just throw it up and they just run over everything. There is just murder everywhere, all over your vegetables.
Yep.
And
on top of which, their whole like idea is that it's good for the environment and they're saving the animals. When if you look at if you actually look into it, it's the exact opposite. They're making all these fields all over the place where there used to be rainforests or whatever, even if it was just like animals used to live there, clearing it all out so they have nowhere to live, and then making the land useless because they take all the minerals out of it. We don't have to go on a huge tangent in this, but I think it's somewhat insanity.
Yes, it definitely is. RS says look into it. Oh, didn't Derek Lewis go vegan a while ago? I don't see...
How could Derek Lewis go vegan?
What is he
that guy's sponsored by Popeyes, boys. Not a chance.
What is he going to go vegan for like 5 minutes?
Between his chicken break. Two chicken breaks.
Oh, my God. You can't even have eggs as a vegan. That's ridiculous.
Nope.
Don't forget Gleason Tebow clearly beat Khabib, but Khabib got the win. Khabib couldn't take him down. That was a close match. It's been a while, but yeah, people do forget about that match. Good memory.
He's gotten so much better since then, though. Joined AKA and everything changed.
Oh, he's way better. Henry reminds you of Frank Shamrock?
Who does? Cejudo?
Archangel says Henry Cejudo reminds him of Frank Shamrock. Not sure.
Does he leave his dog in the back of the truck? Is that what he does? I think it's too nice.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's craziness.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And he's not even denying it. He's just like, yeah, I thought it would be okay. I left him water. It's like, yeah, for like a week away, he's going to be fine in the sun with some water tied in the back of a truck.
Yeah, no. I really want to defend Frank here, but I'm not sure how much I really can. Yeah. I really like Frank. Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook, so I mean, but he talked about this, how he did leave several messages of, there's no kill centers in this area. Can someone please come and take my dog? This and this and this. I think that maybe he's just got a little CTE up there, and there was a little issue with the decision-making skills, and maybe time got away from him. And he's like, hey, he maybe should have posted that on Facebook like a couple weeks before. I don't know. This definitely seems to, like, there should have been some options there. Maybe he needs, a wife or somebody that can make some of those kinds of decisions around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Arcade Chaos says Cam Newton is not having sex either, taking part of something that Barry Sanders used to do, or something that he mentioned in his book. Well, that's going to be a hell of a lot easier when you have no sex drive because you're vegan, so kudos.
Yeah.
RS says, I think the reason most Russians are having more success in MMA is because they mix the wrestling with judo, which is basically sambo if you add striking, so 100% agree. Yeah, that sambo has really made them dangerous.
Very good point there, RS. I've just been waiting for a good Thai fighter to mix that in with some good sambo. And I think we have seen some examples of that, but I'd like to see more because they're so tough in that clinch, the judo players and your sambo players, and then you get those Thai clinch and knees and elbows in there. I think it could just be devastating.
Arcade Chaos is back to his high self. He says, Khabib is gay as fuck.
Please continue to take drugs, Arcade. And apparently it makes you really good at picking fights as well. So, and I don't mean picking fights with other people, but picking winners. Going to do boxing next, Mike. After this. It's been a pretty long week, King of MMA.
That's a hell nah, bruh.
Sorry.
What is this? What is with Archangel and Henry became Frank Shamrock overnight after he won the belt? What? What does that mean?
I'm not sure now. I kind of want to know. Conor is going to box again, says Archangel. I don't think he can just box again on contract without permission from the UFC. He had permission when he fought Floyd Mayweather. I'm not sure that he can just box if he retires from MMA.
Mitch Mack, I'm 100% with you. Tired of hearing about Conor so much. Unless we hear the golden fight announced. Francis Ngannou versus Conor McGregor. I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to see him fight Justin Gaethje after this.
Well, and then Ngannou's fighting JDS now. That's been announced.
Oh.
And for those of you who know Mind for Combat, he's been saying all kinds of stuff that if that fight ever happens, he thinks Junior Dos Santos would win fairly easily. Bullshit, man. Hoping to debate him on that because I think Ngannou wins that pretty easily. What are your thoughts, Mike?
I think Junior Dos Santos is a more accomplished, more accurate striker. That being said, nobody hits like Ngannou. And I think Junior Dos Santos eventually would get in some kind of firefight like he did with Tai Tuivasa, and I think Ngannou's power would win out.
Yeah, because even his game plans that he follows, like you saw his game plan against Overeem, like he just kind of had no idea what, like any answer when a guy's moving backwards. Not that Ngannou would, but he has holes in his game where he just starts slugging, and you can't slug with that guy.
No, and Ngannou ate Stipe's shots pretty well, and Stipe knocked JDS out, I believe, in the first round.
Okay.
Because I was just looking at that not that long ago, because somebody was telling me that they didn't think Stipe had a good chance of knocking John Jones out, which I know I keep trying to push that fight, and I'm gonna continue.
I like that fight too. I wish they made that fight.
I even we should check the poll on that. They should just look at Fights of Friends polls and make fights.
Well, that was a silly poll. Of course, we all want to see Stipe more than Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos got knocked out by David Branch. We don't need that.
He's had some really good wins along the way, though. He also knocked out. He beat Anthony Lionheart. I mean, how tough is that?
Yeah, who's trash, complete trash, the trashiest of the trash. All right. King of MMA, who does Justin fight next, and who does Edson fight next? I don't know for Edson. We previously listed a whole bunch of names as to who Gaethje could fight. It's kind of a standstill right now in that lightweight division, but I think a fun fight would be Paul Felder. I personally feel Gaethje's basically deserving of a title shot, but it's just such a train wreck in terms of who gets the next title shot. Habib's out, Conor. Ruin that division, in my opinion. Think whatever you want, but... yeah, there's definitely a couple good names there, and Gaethje probably isn't going to get a title shot next. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think he does either. I would love to see him get a title shot.
Same. But there's Tony, who definitely needs a title shot before anybody else. And then you got Holloway versus Poirier for the interim belt. Just a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a disaster. Trying to bring up, I'm looking ahead. UFC 237 and 239 are already looking stacked. And I was like, did they forget about 238? And then they finally announced something for 238. I can't remember what it was, but
night, Billy. Have a good night, man.
Oh, thank you, Billy. Thanks for all the help.
RS says, what does Wyatt have with Felder? Who the fuck cares about a middle-aged Felder? Well, I think the reason why that fight would be so good is because both these guys have endless heart. If you saw Felder's last fight against James Vick, just kept coming. He had a collapsed lung, broken ribs, all kinds of stuff was wrong with him in that one. Came through it, still got the victory, and that's like basically all of what Gaethje's about. So I think that'd be an absolutely fantastic fight.
I do as well. Yeah, I think Gaethje comes out on top, but I do think it's a good fight. Let's look at next week's card real quick. I'm going to bring it up here, guys. Holloway versus Poirier. Yeah, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the lightweight interim title belt. Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya for the middleweight belt. Eric Anders, Khalil Roundtree Jr. I think that's a fun fight. Eric Anders never in anything boring. Khalil Roundtree Jr. coming off a first-round knockout of Gokhan Saki. And then OSP and Nikita Krylov. That's a big fight. These welterweights, I don't know who they are. Sorry. Maybe you do. But Alan Juban and Dwight Grant.
Yeah, Alan Joban used to be good. But he's chinny now and kind of sucks. Arcade Chaos is talking about the RDA versus Kevin Lee fight and how excited he is for it. I'm super excited for that fight as well. I'm a bit of a fan of Kevin Lee, and I certainly don't mind RDA, but the reason that fight intrigues me so much, one, Kevin Lee's going up in weight, so we won't have that terrible weight cut, but more so, I don't know who's going to win. And I always love fights where it's like, I know both these guys, and I don't know who's going to win. Can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, no, that was kind of like today's fight. That was exactly my thoughts for today. Although, as I said before, I was a little worried for Gaethje and his chin, but he pulled it out.
Definitely impressive. Barboza is the new Uriah Faber. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, because he can make it all the way to a title shot but can't get one. But they don't give him title shots like every 6 months, though.
True. Corin Brown says Kevin Lee doesn't need to be at welterweight. He should have stayed at 155. Completely disagree. Kevin Lee walks around at like 190, and he's like super ripped at 185. I think he's definitely a welterweight that's just been cutting to 155 to try to get a size advantage, and I don't want to see any more of that in any division for any guys, to be honest.
Oh, did I say? Did I say Poirier and Holloway makes sense? Makes less sense. I don't know what you're saying, Captain Buzzkill.
I don't know. RS isn't Faber coming back. I've heard rumors of that too. I think that'd be really stupid, but yeah, maybe.
I think it was a good time for him to retire. Maybe even a few fights before he did. But I mean, it's not as bad as BJ Penn. Maybe he can fight BJ Penn. No, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. I don't get why Blowjob Penn's still fighting, but whatever.
Yeah. As far as the co-main and main, can I say pretty safely that I'm guessing you're for Adesanya?
Oh, yeah. I've bet Adesanya already. I've been really high on him since this fight was announced.
Yeah, I also go with Adesanya. Has anybody knocked Gastelum out? I hadn't looked at his record to break it down. How is this channel?
I don't know.
Well, either way, I think Adesanya wins, I think, no matter how it goes.
Yeah, he's so good at controlling the pace and, as a result, never gasses out. And, of course, the size difference in this fight is just retarded. I mean, Adesanya has an 80-inch reach. I think Kelvin has, like, 71, 9-inch reach advantage. And Adesanya is so good with range. It's a hard fight for him to win.
Yeah, I agree. I have Adesanya big. I think he probably gets the knockout, but if not, a unanimous decision.
Yep.
Somebody said, said that Anders will beat Khalil Roundtree Jr. Khalil's a little bit of a mystery for me because he got the big knockout over Gokhan and then got knocked out super quickly. His next fight out against the murderer.
Right. Yep. Johnny
Walker. Oh.
And then Eric Anders' last fight, I think it was his last fight, he lost to, what's his name? Elias Theodoro, the ring boy. So that was kind of sad. I saw that one live. That was a very close fight, though, and it was kind of pathetic because everybody, obviously being in Canada, everybody's cheering for Elias, and I'm just like, come on, man. You can't cheer for this guy. I know he's Canadian, but he's terrible. Anyway, so he won. So that doesn't make me feel too good about Anders. But I agree. I think Anders is just overall a better fighter than Khalil. But Khalil's that explosive guy that first round is ever so dangerous. So hard one to call. I'm going with Anders, though.
Yeah, I got to go with Anders, too. And I remember Anders, I mean, he was in a war with Thiago Santos. his cardio sucks. So if Khalil Roundtree can take him, like
no,
to
I disagree.
Both sucks. They both suck. Their cardio.
No,
sucks.
Anders doesn't have shitty cardio. He had shitty cardio against Thiago Santos and only against Thiago Santos because that fight he took on 5 days' notice, and they did it at 205 as a result.
Okay, fair enough.
Whereas Khalil Roundtree gasses every single fight at the end of the first round.
So, RS says, I'm not excited about Holloway versus Poirier. I know everybody wanted this to be... How did this
Tony!
End up? So, last year, on April Fool's, so a year ago, we were looking at Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson. Who in the hell would have thought that neither one of them... Well, I mean, Khabib would have a championship, but he's suspended. They would never fight. And we're looking at Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for a lightweight interim bout. It's been a crazy year at lightweight.
No, it's been a crazy few years. As I said before, I think it's been crazy ever since Conor McGregor moved up and beat Eddie. Since then, it's been a shit show.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how long that they let him hold on to those belts. Speaking of that, please do not put your bullshit links on my fucking channel. Get the fuck out of here. Thomas Almeida's fighting John Lineker at UFC 239 in July, says Torrent.
Really? I thought he was fighting that other guy who he was booked to fight previously. Sandhagen? You hear about that? I thought he was fighting Sandhagen. Guess not.
I thought I had heard that too. Maybe it was just in talks. Let me see if... I don't know if... I think 239 is being brought up already. I'm seeing all these announcements for 237 and 239, and I was starting to get the idea that UFC 238 was going to be like one of these garbage cards where everybody knows what I'm talking about. They just kind of put a pay-per-view out because they have to, and it's basically like a TV show, but they announced something for 238 that was pretty good, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, of course, 239. Let's see if they actually have it. Now it's just to be determined. I know they've announced a ton of fights for that, though.
239 has both Junior Dos Santos versus Ngannou, as well as Masvidal versus Askren. Those are both on the 239 card.
Well, and you have John Jones versus Thiago Santos.
Yeah, nobody cares about that though. But yeah,
but me, I don't know. I think Santos has a shot. Like I said, I think Stipe would have a better shot, but.
Oh, for sure Stipe would have a better shot. It's hard to have a good shot when you literally got knocked out by a slap from David Branch and he rolled with it and it still knocked him out. Like, I don't know how that knocked him out. It's like a gust of wind and he's out.
I'm going to have to watch that. I don't even remember that fight at all.
It was the weakest punch I've ever seen anybody be knocked out by. I still don't understand to this day how it even happened.
It wasn't, I don't know, it was at 185 though. And he has looked much better at 205. So
yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I really do think a lot of these guys' chins are better when they stop dehydrating their brain. I think there's some science to back it up.
I agree.
Yeah. Now how much of that was the issue with TJ? I have no idea. That was so fast.
What's with all these links that people are throwing up all of a sudden?
Oh, come on. Get out of here with your links. All right, well, I think the same. Weird punch. All right. I will be doing ONE FC at a god-awful hour, so please come and watch because I'm wasting my
Today?
No, Sunday night, 11 p.m. It'll probably go to like 5 p.m. Let me bring it up. I'm going to bring up the
5 a.m.?
Or 5 a.m., yeah.
Yeah, RS, that was like the weirdest punch ever for somebody to actually get knocked out by. Like, I've never seen anybody get hit by such a weak punch. Or was it like it was basically a slap, and then he's out cold, and he rolled with it, and now he's fighting John Jones for the belt.
Oh wait,
seems kind of messed up.
Oh shit, it is.
Is it tonight?
It's in 4 hours. It's in 4 hours and 4 minutes.
Mike is
all right,
on it
everybody,
today.
quick update. I'm actually kind of happy about this because I thought I was going to have to do it before work, but I really need more sleep than that. But it's going anyways. All right, I'm gonna break it down real quick, and then I'm gonna get my ass to sleep because.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can even. Oh, a new era. Here we go. This is a dynamite card, though. This is absolutely incredible. It's probably the best card that ONE FC's ever had. And yeah, it's going to be in about 4 hours. So everybody go to sleep right after this. No. Shinya Aoki versus Edward Foyang for the World Championship. But you have the debut of Demetrius Johnson. The debut.
Is Eddie on it?
Yes, debut of Eddie Alvarez as well. And they're both in the tournaments. We watched kickboxing last week. They do kickboxing with 4-ounce gloves. It's freaking awesome. I think they should do it that way everywhere because it's brutal as hell. You have a Muay Thai fight thrown in there. A couple of these kickboxing matches. So 2 Muay Thai, 2 kickboxing. And then you have several Grand Prix going on right now in the ONE FC. You had the flyweight Grand Prix quarterfinal, which Demetrius Johnson is involved in. You have the lightweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal, which Eddie Alvarez is involved in. And then you have 4 titles on the line tonight. The Bantamweight World Championship, the Middleweight World Championship at men, the Women's Strawweight World Championship, and then the main event, the Lightweight World Championship between Edward Foyang versus Shinya Aoki. So, a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of guys that a lot of North Americans would know and expect not to know, given that it is in ONE FC.
Yeah, I'm really, really interested to see how Demetrius Johnson. I don't think he's going to have an issue this time with Wakamatsu, but throughout the tournament, as he goes into the ring, for those of you that have watched ONE FC or Ryzen or some of these inside of a ring, it's a much, much different sport. Long-time subscriber. Thank you, King of MMA. Glad you do this, man. Can't wait till you blow up and make serious money. Well, thank you, Mitch Mack. I'm not trying to get rich, but I mean, I wouldn't.
He's going to die trying.
I wouldn't complain, but yeah. All right.
Yeah, King of MMA also has a YouTube channel for you guys that don't know, so check him out.
Yes. Go ahead and put a link for your channel in there, King of MMA. He's been in here a lot. Actually, I checked your channel out. I was going to contact you and talk about some stuff on there. I checked it out the other day, but like everything else I don't write down, I probably forgot. Now here is the soccer streams I hear. Where's the soccer streams? One's already bigger than UFC by far, Mitch Mack.
Which is crazy, but true.
Just not in the United States. I will be a well-paid. Well, thank you, Mitch Mack. No, they averaged 11 million viewers last year per event. The UFC's lucky if they get 1.5 million for a TV event, they're ecstatic. Absolutely ecstatic. What's up, First Class? One Championship lets you juice? No, they don't let you juice. They don't let you cut weight either, which I think is pretty awesome.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. They did take away the soccer kicks to a downed opponent in 2016. The owner felt that it would be better, perceived by the media and the public, which is probably right. But knees to the head of a downed opponent are still allowed, which is awesome.
Really weird.
Yeah,
We ban one and not the other.
Yeah. Well, he just said no soccer kicks. Oh, so there's the other part of it. So it's no soccer kicks to the head of a down opponent. Because you know how in the UFC, which I think is super stupid, like if you have a guy down on his knees and the guy on his back up kicks, it's actually considered an illegal kick to the head of a down opponent. That's not right. That's not illegal there. Only soccer kicks, like standing up over your opponent and kicking that direction. So, but if you have like a clinch and you knee them in the face and they happen to have their knees down, they don't care. So, I don't know. I think it kind of makes sense. But the soccer kicks, I can see how he said the soccer kicks are kind of brutal. And if that's all you've seen of MMA and you see that on your screen. You've never seen it before. And there's just some guy standing there. You see Wanderlei Silva soccer kicking some guy in the head. I can see why some people would be. I can see why some people would be turned off. Yeah, that's why Wanderlei's going to Ryzen, who still allows it. But
yeah, RS is saying they juice. I don't think they do there. I think what you're thinking of is Ryzen. They're all juicy in Ryzen, and they're like 400-pound muscular gorillas over there. So if you want to see some madness, you want to see some allosteroid testosterone, that's where you got to go.
Yeah, and I should be doing the next Ryzen too. I've covered a few Ryzens, and they've been my biggest streams by far.
Really?
Oh, by far. Yeah, I had.
That's cool.
On my other channel, which I actually erased the video. I think I was telling you about this, but I ended up getting like 260 some thousand views. But there were several others. There were several other good streams for Ryzen. There's always thousands of people at a time, so it's impossible to moderate.
Oh, that's a very good point. It's probably a lot of different languages as well.
Yeah, it's majorities in Japanese, so I have no idea what they're saying to me either. So they'll probably just start talking amongst each other because they're like, this guy doesn't know.
Yeah, it doesn't know shit. He doesn't even speak Japanese or Chinese or whatever.
All right, and this will be in Japan tonight, so those of you that can join me, I hope you do. Like I said, the debut of Eddie Alvarez, Demetrius Johnson. Then we have Shinya Aoki, but it is in a little less than 4 hours. So I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. Thank you, Wyatt. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We need to put a link up to your channel.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
There we go.
Definitely check that out. As always, the Dutch guy. Only reason he wasn't here today is because I didn't have the time.
Technical difficulties.
Well, I didn't have the time to update with him to make sure that our sound is correct, and we are like 8,000 miles apart. So
you guys all know about Dutch guy and his sound. At least the guys that have lasted this long after the event. We all know about Dutch guy's amazing sound. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, Mitch Mack, how to watch. The only way that I know of to watch Ryzen, at least legally, which is the only way I watch fights, of course, is on Fight TV, FITE TV. And they're only $15 for a Ryzen. So, Dutch guys, watch your mouth.
We love you, man.
All right. All good fun in here, I'm sure. All right, guys, I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. Thank you, everyone. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses way too soon.